All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Livewell this Thursday night, Bike Club Edition.
Bike Club.
Bike Club Edition is what we're going to be calling it from here on out. Courtesy of our little buddy down there in the lower right-hand corner, Mr. Tim McGuire, who has always called us the Bike Club and everything like that. And that's just what we're going to start doing here on Thursday nights. It's going to be the gang and you. And we're just going to talk fishing, have a good time, whatever you guys want to talk about. I've got some ideas. I'm sure the guys do. And we'll kind of meander our way through the next 2 hours and just have some good old conversation. It always seems like when we do this, you guys really do like it. You just like us being us, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to, and it's Father Time approved. That work? Father Time approved. So let me take care of a couple bits of business, and then we are going to hop right into it. Now, Fishers of Hope, we got our next tournament right here. All right, September 19th. Mark your calendars. War Hill Boat Ramp again. This time it's going to be a full tournament. Safe flight to 3 p.m. Entry fees $100, and this one will be a 5-fish limit. All right, now I want to make sure you guys hear this because some of you guys didn't get the memo with the last tournament. At the weigh-in, we're going to be giving away some food, or not giving away. We're going to be selling some food to keep raising money. Hamburger plates will be served. All right, so come hungry. Now, if you want to go ahead and pre-register because they blast off in the order of which you sign up, you can get Tony Watkins, 706-897-7557, Ryan Sheffield at 706-429-2010. And I want to read to you real quick, and you guys can read it on the screen yourself, what this tournament is about, because this one is really close to Tony's heart right here. So when Fishers of Hope Ministry was founded, Josh McCune was instrumental in helping however he could, whether volunteering behind the scenes or serving on the board. He was always willing to lend a hand and support the mission. Today, Joshua faces a different battle, a battle with cancer. He has been accepted as a patient at MD Anderson Cancer Center, where he'll begin receiving treatment. It doesn't take long, and this is exactly true. It does not take long for any of us to think of a family member, friend, or loved one who has had to face this disease. Cancer touches far too many lives. But if you enjoyed fishing and a little friendly competition, we encourage you to come out, cast a line, and help support a truly deserving man and his family during this difficult time. And every boat entered, every donation, every prayer makes a difference. And you know what? Like I keep saying, and I can't repeat it enough, Fishers of Hope, we've come across a lot of organizations in my 7 years here at Fish North Georgia. And I am by far, being associated with them is probably one of the most proud things I've done. These are fantastic people. They just have a giving heart. And all you guys that come out to the tournaments and everything, you're right up there with them. So it's always a good event to see everybody that watches us. Of course, seeing the viewers there. And, of course, I get to see the guys there and all that. But we strongly encourage you on September 19th to come on out one more time. And maybe they'll do a kayak division again. Maybe we can get the Tupperware guys out.
It went very well.
Mm-hmm. I had a good time with that. And so one more thing, too. I'm officially kind of announcing it tonight, but the information is going to start coming out next week. We are having our Toys for Tots tournament this year, but with a few different changes. All right. It is going to be on the first Saturday of December because that's where we've had it. And it really is the only Saturday that we can do with everybody. But it's going to be December 5th. And the big change is we're going out of Little Hall. We're going out of Little Hall Park. The entry fee is going to be $100 plus per boat plus 2 toys, one from each angler. You're going to hear a lot more information about it. Signups are going to start next week. And, of course, we'll have all that information on the group page and everything. We really strongly encourage you to come. Now, yes, there is going to be a high school tournament going out of Laurel, but it is what it is because to me, this is a tournament that we need to do.
Yes.
All right, it's a tradition now, and I hate to have a couple of big tournaments kind of competing against each other, but to me, I got to get them kids some toys for Christmas, and that's it. That's what we're going to do. Now, again, $5,000 first place prize is going to be guaranteed, and if we have enough sponsorships, we're going to make that a little bit bigger down second place and all that. I'm trying to think, did I miss anything that I told you guys before the show? Have I missed anything with that?
Think so.
Trent, no, there's not going to be a tuna Toys for Tots. They don't do that. Big Shanny, unfortunately, is no longer in a position where they can help with that. So, and Lanier draws the crowd. So, man, just drive on up to Lanier and everything. But it's going to be a good time. Again, $100 entry fee. You're going to be blast off. You're going to blast off in the order of which you sign up, just like that. Fishers of Hope is going to help us out, and No Wake Nation is going to help us out. And what's up, Cranking and Yanking? I ain't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here. So
he was on the Monday night show. I appreciate him showing up for that. That was awesome.
He probably likes you more than he likes.
He's been putting out some good vids lately.
Yeah.
He has. But anyway, more information on the Toys for Tots. And also, too, Tony, what I need you to do, because I forgot, No Wake Nation has an event coming up. And he sent me the flyer. And I've been so busy, I haven't put it up yet. But they got a real, like a invitation, a Southern Invitational or something like that. So take over for a second and let me find that flyer.
All right, go for it.
And you guys you handle it.
Yep. So as far as the Toys for Tots goes, guys, I know we got some business owners and stuff like that. If you know companies and you got contacts for companies, reach out to Danny and let's get that, because they are, again, guaranteed first place, $5,000, and depending on sponsorship, like he said a minute ago, we may get it to pay out even better going down the line. So I know there's a lot of you guys are business owners or work for companies, stuff like that. I'm reaching out to a few people. Hopefully we make that happen. That's going to be a huge event. And especially like Clint said, we're going to save on some gas. So we're going to put in
no joke. Yeah.
Because
I love Little Hall.
That's a heck of a run from north to south like that. It was a little bouncy going down there. So
well, you know, everybody goes south anyway, other than me and Tim. But Little Hall is conveniently put where everybody can go wherever they want. Centrally located. It's a perfect spot.
Absolutely.
And you know what I can't do? Hot damn, Brett Matthews, I love you to death, but you got an Android. And so on my Mac, I can't pull up his text message with a flyer.
Oh,
but listen, I will get it out, Brett. I promise I will get it out on next week's show so we can start pushing them. Because the fact that, you know, last year No Wake had a tournament on the same day, and those guys they brought some toys, but they couldn't participate.
Right.
Yeah.
This year they've got it scheduled to where they can help out. Of course, Ryan and Tony with Fishers of Hope can help out. And you know what? It's just one of those events that you need to start marking on your calendar every year.
Yep.
Just need to start doing it and all that. So it's going to be good. Soccer Holding, we should get the high schoolers to collect toys also. Well, we should, and I have no problem with that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, listen, we're just going to talk and all that. Do you realize that 2 hours before this show, I'm sitting there doing my DS stuff and all that, and I look over on Facebook because I got to check and see if a post needs to go through. I got a tournament on Saturday that I totally forgot about. and I called William, my partner, and he's my brother-in-law, but he's my partner. Like, he can't do it. He forgot all about it. And it's right over here at Latham. It's an electric-only tournament at Latham. So Big Bait John in the comments says he's down there checking his batteries. First thing I did was first person, John, what are you doing Saturday?
Yeah, right.
And hopefully it all works out and I get to fish with John.
I should just hit him up and say, remember, we got that tournament Saturday morning and had him on. We do. What?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it works out like that. So anyway, now all that information, guys, is coming out too. And also one last thing, if you're one of these kind of guys that like to listen on Spotify, iTunes, and all that, we are putting every episode that we do, Lunch Break, Tony's episode, Alex, everything is going on those podcast platforms. Just remember, you can't go to the Old Fish North Georgia sites. You have to type in Fish North Georgia's podcast, because for some reason you can't combine them, but you can't delete them. I had no idea. You just can't delete them and all that. So anyway, that's what we're doing. You guys, I appreciate you guys as well. And also too, we're like very close to 10,000 finally on YouTube. I think we're like under 20 now. So get your mama, get your granny. Just tell her to get on YouTube and hit the like and subscribe button to Fish North Georgia.
Please.
So we can do that. Now, what's up, all you guys in the comment section? It is, some storms are rolling through for sure right now in the Jasper area. They're pretty nasty. It seems like the ones we get, like everybody's been getting for the past week or so, like gets right over you and just parks.
Yeah, we got them here. We got them here in West Georgia too. I heard some thunder just a few minutes ago. So
yeah, and it just stays there. And in fact, the Braves game right now, I got it over to the side. They're in a rain delay as well. So, you guys probably didn't get to hear much of the lunch break. So I actually I knew I was going to talk to you guys about this today. Tony, you were on there for a little bit.
Yeah,
but I know Tim and Father Tom weren't on there. We were talking about like your greatest day of fishing ever and your greatest like catch, like, or the fish that you remember it doesn't have to be your personal best, but just those memories that stick with you and all that. And so, Kevin, I wanted to know too, what was number one? What is the one fish that you caught that stands out in your mind that you'll never forget about? And then what was your greatest day of fishing ever?
I caught a big fish in a Redman tournament on Lake Toho. It weighed 9.9 and got beat out by 9.11. And out of the 6 tournaments, he would have taken big fish in 5 of them.
Dang.
That's okay.
So I remember that well. And the greatest day of fishing is when I fished with my dad.
Amen. That is, And a lot of guys were saying that. A lot of guys were saying getting to fish with your grandkid or, your son and all that. And like, I cannot wait till that little booger grandchild of mine, till Chunky grows up and I can put a fishing rod in his hand, especially with the fact that my son does not like to fish.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that. What about you, Tim?
My biggest fish that I remember was I was fishing a rock pile with a jerkbait, and I literally thought that I had slammed the lip of the jerkbait down into the rocks. It's one of those totally off guard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh man, I got to let it float up. And then I got a head shake, and I'm like, oh, well, I got a fish. For a few seconds, this big old sow bass didn't fight for a second. So I'm like, oh, this is not bad until I saw it. And it was probably 8.5 pounds. My little cheap scales back then, they were roughly 8.5. So,
I wonder how many fish us growing up, because we had those scales, and you guys know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They had the spring in it, and you could buy them at like any tackle shop or Walmart. Actually, Walmart wasn't around back then. It was a Kmart or something like that. I wonder how many fish we thought that were, let's just say it weighed 9. And hell, it might have actually weighed 10, or it could have weighed 8. You really didn't know back then what you got.
Yeah. You could have been like off by 2 or 3 pounds at some of those things. That one was huge. All I know is I was like, man, that's probably the biggest fish I've ever caught and tried to weigh anyways.
Yeah. And Tony, did you, I can't remember. Did you get to,
I didn't comment. I had work going on, so I kind of got pulled away from it, but
what was yours?
So the fish that I'll never forget, it's the only fish that I have actually mounted. And it was nothing crazy special, but I fished a pond back then those days, but I had the hook in my hat. I had fishing rods out of the back of the truck. And every time I'd get home, I'd grab the John boat and I'd get on this little pond. And, this one, I had been standing on the bank throwing a double-bladed buzzbait. That was my thing. I throw a double-bladed buzzbait every time I go down there, and I'd lost several big ones. And I paddled over there, or trolling motored over to this little spillway, got off and threw under a tree and caught this fish on. And I had to hold this fish with both hands while I think it was my ex-brother-in-law then. He got us back over to shore, and it's the only fish I ever got mounted. So I'll never forget that fish. And like you said with the scales, I had one of those little cheap black, whatever LCD, you could barely read scales, and I'll never forget when I weighed it and it said 5 pounds. I went, 5 pounds? That fish is at least a 10.
Oh, right.
And it's not anywhere near a 10. But at that time, I was like, I got the monster right here, But the greatest day of fishing, obviously got my granddaughter on the lake this year, which is really cool. But she's still in that phase where she wants to go, but, she just wants to do it her way. But we had a church trip when I was a kid. My dad was with us. My dad didn't fish much. He was like, if I catch a fish, we're lucky kind of thing. But everybody had brought all their fishing gear out to, it was probably Tanner Park over here in Carroll County. And they're out there with all their rods and reels and tackle boxes. And my dad, we didn't bring anything. He found a bunch of line on the side of the bank, an old Pepsi or beer can, and caught the only fish of anybody on the bank with that. And I'll never forget that.
I think you've told me that before.
Yeah,
I think you mentioned that. But you know what? That's just one of those things that you ain't never going to forget.
Yep. Never forget it.
Never going to forget it. Let's see what Big Bait John said. The 9 I caught this year, best catch, not the biggest, but still the 9 he caught. And the best day was with Dad on Okeechobee. Absolutely. Let's see. And Trip Fishing says, mine doesn't either. He's talking about his son. The one thing I was looking forward to having a boy. Well, listen, I mean, he didn't hunt or nothing like that either, but now he's getting into that. So maybe one day I'll wear a tray down. What's up, Dino? And Alex just made it home from work. So he was going to join us tonight, but he's going to be in the comment section. And old Doc Holliday. 25 years ago, I got to fish the Savannah River Plant, a.k.a. the bomb plant. 2 of us caught 100 plus to hit everything we threw.
Wow.
And also, too, but see, tell me if this ain't true or not either. I also mentioned that as we age, those fish that we caught in our teenage years, they grow a little bit. The stories grow a little bit. that fish that was 6 pounds when you were 18 becomes 7 pounds at 30. It's probably 7.5 at 40. By the time you're at 50, it's an 8+.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least.
No doubt about it.
What kind of fisherman would we be if we didn't exaggerate a little bit?
Exactly.
Well, that's what makes it interesting. Absolutely. Dino
So it's
said,
like
huh?
it's like that 5-pounder going in the live well during a tournament. When you pull it out, it's 3.5.
Exactly right.
I know it. Or you got
Shrink. I don't know. It's a phenomenon.
or you got the opposite. You got the sandbaggers and all that. They're like, oh, I got 15 and they got 22.1. Those guys out there. Dino says cheaper Paula digital scales with corroded green battery terminal on the inside. We've all had those.
Yeah.
We have all had those. Oh, Cranking Yankee says, I don't fish for size. I fish for fun and just like being out on the water. Cranking Yanking 100%. And I kind of said that too at lunch. Like still to this day, if I could only fish one way for the rest of my life, I'd have a Zebco 33. The old ones that were built right. I love Zebcos, but the old ones that you had to use a penny or a screwdriver to put line on. Give me that. Give me some 8 to 10 pound old blue strand and a pencil float and a tube of crickets.
Yep.
That is probably, and I'm like you, that's probably the best thing I don't. That's the way I want to go out fishing. And then Doc Hollis said that might have been 150 plus fish. Again, see, listen, that's what I'm saying. Doc's a little bit older. It's getting on up in there. They probably caught 25. And now it's 150, but I'm kidding with you, Doc. And Cranking Yankee said it's probably a good thing I don't fish for size too. I get it. Now I do have another question I want to ask you guys, because I saw this in the comment section and I've seen it a lot. There's a big debate going on. No, let me rephrase that. Guys debate it. It's not like a current big debate. If you grew up fishing farm ponds, or you're a guy that only has the opportunity to fish farm ponds, I see a lot of times where I get the big lake guys always look down and piss on those guys because they're like, if you catch an 8-pounder out of a farm pond, that's the same thing as hunting with a high fence. And I just don't agree with that. What's y'all's take?
No, I don't agree with it at all. I mean,
you get what I'm
that
saying?
big of a fish out of a farm pond, you were still fishing.
Yeah.
So, I caught my PB a couple of years ago, or it was the first time I broke my PB, and I put it on Facebook and whatever. And a buddy of mine, he goes, well, you didn't catch that on a big lake. And so I responded in the comments. I just said, nice fish there. I fixed it for you, because I don't care if it's a farm pond. Now I will say this. Yes, going to a bigger lake, it's hard to find a bigger fish, blah, 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 whatever. But if you reel in a 9 or whatever your PB is, congratulations is all I'm going to tell you, because that's a damn fish. I don't give a dang if you caught it in a bucket.
Right.
I know.
I'll
We all
go ahead and throw it
started
out
with
there.
farm ponds.
You got lucky in a large lake to just stumble up on a fish that large that happened to be in the area and happened to bite.
Yeah. What was you saying, Kevin?
I think most of us, or most fishermen, started off with a farm pond or small ponds. That's what we all did.
I would say back in the day, that would be very true. That would be very true. Now, of course, the generation today, they're getting, a lot of them are out on the big lakes a hell of a lot earlier than we ever were. I don't even hold it against the guy that uses a shiner to catch a big fish. I mean, a big fish to me is a big fish.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'll put it in hunting terms. If I hit a dang 12-point deer with my truck, I killed a 12-point deer.
Yeah, you did.
Facts are facts. I mean,
Hey, I don't care. You can call me whatever. I killed a 12-pointer. Go write it in a book somewhere. I mean, I don't know if GON will give me truck buck, entry, but my God, even though it's a truck and a buck,
Well, think about this. The biggest deer in Georgia every year generally end up on the side of a road.
Yep, probably somewhere in Fulton County.
Oh, hell yeah. Fulton County, Cherokee County. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Horses over there with horses with antlers over there.
That's
yeah,
right.
that's the little places where nobody can hunt them, so they just grow.
That's exactly right. Phase Fishing, what's going on, buddy? Bass Time with Diaz is joining us tonight. How you doing? Cranking Yankee says, my personal best is a 9-pounder caught in 1995, currently on my wall.
Heck yeah.
It is much, much different casting out of a stock pond than a lake. I agree. Listen, it is. It is. I just don't really want to diminish somebody. I mean, pay lake maybe,
but
but
wait a minute. We can get into the debate of, well, you did it out of a XYZ bass boat or whatever, you had to spend money on a John boat gas, blah, blah, and I did it just the whole fashion way. We can debate. You can go back and forth with how they got it at that point. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's just, but but it always seems to be the big lake guy raining down on the farm pond guy. And listen, if you gave me, I hate to say, if you gave me the choice between Lake Lanier Latham over here, or a 5-acre lake in my back that I had in my backyard that was set up, I'm gonna take that 5-acre lake. That's just my personality.
Mhm.
I love them all. That's just my personality. Big Bait John, fishing is fishing. It's the art and love behind it, not where you caught it. I get with that. Phase Fishing said it shouldn't matter what you caught or where you caught it or how you caught it. I get really a PB is a PB.
Well, that's why they call it a PB. It's a personal best. It's not, I mean,
Where'd you catch it?
there's a
Yeah.
reason why, like, what is it? The state records and stuff like that have to be on publicly accessed water, blah, 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 because it has to be fair across the board. Everybody can have access to it. So
Yeah.
there's that. But at the same time, I mean, it's your PB. It don't matter.
Yeah, and you know what's different between when we were growing up and now is if we caught a big fish, our ass took it to the taxidermist and he mounted the fish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now everybody tells you let it go, take a picture, and they got these artificial, foam mounts and all that, which some of them look really, really
They
good.
do.
And they probably last a lot longer than the fish that we got, unless you're one that keeps up with it and keeps it. Tony, did you say you have one on the wall?
Yeah, just one. Just that one.
Well, I've only caught one. I've only mounted one. It's up at my father-in-law's house. That was the one that I took out of that pond when I let Amanda's big fish go that day when she still went fish with me because of it. But if you don't, do you do anything to take care of that thing?
I ain't touched that other than my wife may dust it every once in a while. That's about it.
Can you tell if it's diminished any as far as
not really. I don't see any problem with it, but I hadn't run over there and just studied it. But I've seen a lot of guys get, they kind of gray out or they'll yellow or whatever, depending on what they use. But whoever did mine, he done a real good job putting it together. So I hadn't really noticed anything. The only thing, I've got the double-bladed buzzbait hanging out of its mouth and the rubber band on the skirt just disintegrated. So I had to take a bread tie and put it back on so that it wouldn't disintegrate again.
Which is a good lesson, guys, on why you should get hand tied.
Yeah, exactly.
Jigs and buzz baits and spinner baits
exactly.
when you can, right there. Because if you ever stick in a fish's mouth, even there, it's going to rot.
Yep.
But it's just like, I got my deer heads on the wall, and if you don't take the time to clean them, and the guy didn't do a good job and all that, you have to get them redone or touched up and every so often. So that is where I think the what do they call it? It's a fake fish, but they call it. There's a term for it.
Replica.
Yeah. If your replica is done right.
Yeah.
And the saltwater guys with them blue marlins and all that, that's what they get nowadays.
There's a lot of these guys, these taxidermists. I've got a buddy, he does it, and they won't even take a skim out. They won't do a skim out anymore. It just takes up too much room, too much time.
A lot of guys won't do it. Yeah, you're right. They won't even mount the thing. Trip fishing. Mine wasn't even me. I was 9. He's talking about the fish. Rode my bike to the lake to fish with my brothers and the neighbor with night crawlers because that's all we knew. Much older kid had just gotten a buzzbait. We had never seen one before. He caught a 5 on it, and that was the day I was hooked. I remember watching that fish hit that buzzbait like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very similar story and you guys have heard me talk about it. The first time I saw anybody fish with a bubblegum trickworm, and that was my cousin Jason. We were over there at Twin Lakes Trailer Park in South Forsyth. And I remember just calling him all kinds of disparaging names when I saw him put that pink worm on. And after about 10 fish to my none, I'm like, give me one of them worms, dude.
had to eat a little crow, didn't you?
Yeah.
Listen,
Can I put more of them pink worms, sir?
But it was that was, we're talking late 80s. And I remember him throwing it, and I was just like, what the hell do you have on? And he's like, just trust me, just trust me. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I called him a bunch of names, and then he made fun of me because he was catching fish and I was not. And I was sold pretty quick on a bubblegum trickworm. And then his ass pulled out the methylate, and I was even blown more. Like, I still ain't figured out what the hell methylate looks like. Okay, cranking and yanking. Nowadays, with that blah, 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 forward-facing sonar, a big lake is a farm pond. Y'all just chasing them around and throwing stuff at them till they hit. Yeah, I will.
He's not 100% wrong.
He's not wrong. It's not as easy as it sounds, but he's not 100% wrong. You're right.
I will tell you this, and I said this too. Geiger had it on our boat, on his boat Saturday, and we were still pretty shallow. But every time we turned that thing towards the bank, and he had his console to I had his view of the forward-facing sonar back there with me, and I'm telling you, every time we saw a damn fish on the thing, it was flying down under the boat as fast as it could. Like, I don't know if we were too close, if it was the pings or whatever, but we did not catch one fish. We didn't catch many anyway, but we didn't catch one fish really throwing out there what the standard forward facing is, letting it drop, see the fish react, move. We couldn't, because them son of a guns were like, screw you. And I mean, under the boat in a heartbeat. It was like they was running.
Yeah, I turned mine off after a while because I swear everywhere we pulled up, and like I said, we did no pre-fishing. We are just like, it looks fishy, let's sling it, look at it and try it.
Absolutely.
And everywhere I found sonar, they were like,
oh yeah.
And I was like, they're pain shy, so we were like, turn it off.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't fished with Clint, you ought to go with him one time. That guy's amazing.
He's good with that stuff.
He's flipping that damn little minnow out there 8 foot in front of the boat. And I'm thinking, God dang, that's too close. He said, no, it ain't.
They're there.
To me, it's got to be 30, 40 feet away before I'm trying to chase it.
Clint just parks on them. He's like, they're right here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is.
You seen that one of him with the spoonfish he lost?
Yeah. Where he got in the trolling motor? Yeah. That was rough.
Yeah, I've seen several situations like
Danny
that.
and I had that happen in the Toys for Tots. We got up there goofing around trying to untangle from each other, and I forgot the spotlight was on, and the next thing you know, we're like, I don't think he would have helped. We're like, no, we were just like confirming with each other. He wouldn't have helped anyway. It's okay.
Yeah, like I had him hooked, didn't I? Didn't I have him hooked, and then we got all tangled up?
He was running around because our lines got crossed, and this spotted bass is just out here minding his business, trying to get whatever's got a hold of him off, and we're up here uncrocheting this. And the whole time it's on spotlight, and he goes swimming over there. We hear clink, and it's like, and we both at the same time like, he wouldn't have helped anyway. He's all right. Just retie and sling.
That's exactly. But listen,
just blow it off.
Leave it to me and Tim to figure out a way to crochet our lines together after I set the hook. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it happened, but it wasn't just a single wrap. I mean, it took a PhD to get that. I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
The bass did it. We're blaming it on that spotted bass. Yeah.
But again, he wouldn't have helped. He wouldn't have helped at all.
No, he honestly wouldn't have. He would.
Every loop y'all were undoing, he was just swimming back around the line on the bottom, just tying you right back up, probably.
Oh, Cranky and Yankee says, mine still looks okay, but it's covered with nicotine and cobwebs. What were we talking? Oh, he's talking about his fish.
His fish on the wall, his mount.
Yeah, that nicotine's a preservative.
Yeah.
That's why it's looking good.
Listen, I mean, I grew up, my dad was a smoker. Cool.
Everything in the house yellow.
Well, you know what? You don't think about it when you grow up because it's just that's what you know. And then my father-in-law, he was a smoker, so it was second nature to me. And my dad he smoked those cool menthol Filter Kings. Woo! Oh yeah, he was a menthol guy. I guess that's why I like wintergreen.
My parents were too, man. Menthol.
You remember you used to go in like the Pizza Hut or Waffle House and all that. And they had the cigarette. Dad would always give me some cork. Go there and give me a pack of cigarettes.
I was gonna say back when I was a kid, man, you just went down to the corner store for your parents and went up and picked a pack of cigarettes for them. They didn't care.
Well, my dad would pull up and pump gas, and I was a little bitty fella. He'd send me in there to get him a pack of Viceroys and something else, and I'm like,
well, the first
$5 worth of gas and a pack of Viceroys, and they would take the money, give me a pack of smokes and the change, and I go dawdling back out the gas pumps.
Yep.
I think I was probably 12 or 13 years old the first pack of chewing tobacco I ever bought. And it was at that. Y'all guys remember back then too. If you lived anywhere near a lake, you had that one concrete block store.
Yep.
You had the old man sitting out there with his overalls, and he would sell shiners and hooks. I mean, he wasn't like a tackle warehouse or nothing. He had your basics, and he had your moon pies and the cokes, and he had tobacco products they had laid out everywhere.
Yeah.
And so that was just back then, and a little bit different today. Bass Reaper 1 says, "Don't be no fool. Give me one of those."
You know who that is, don't you?
Who's that?
Michael Porter.
My gosh. Hey, belly full.
Oh, gosh.
I saw that.
Those that started popping up in my FYP.
Belly full, balls drained.
Yeah.
I saw that video, and I'm just, we know Mike, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, dang, Mike got it good.
Listen, the first time that popped up my FYP, I was like, who is that? I'm like, I know who that is.
I just want to get invited to dinner. I watch what gets cooked, and I'm like, what time's supper?
Listen, she's sitting there, and she put on her eyeliner.
Yeah.
She's doing this. She goes, all right, there ain't no excuse. Belly full. You know what, women, you know what that means. belly full. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, Mike must eat good. I bet he got cornbread and pintos and all that stuff cooking in his house. Good stuff. Coleman, Mike, we love you, dude. And listen, tell your wife, I really enjoy watching her as well. She's funny as hell. Mike and his side piece. Thinking about going to Lanier Saturday to get my revenge. Yeah, a lot of us need some revenge. It wasn't good.
Me too, Coleman. Me too.
Spot chokers in the house tonight.
Heck yeah. What's going on?
There is nothing better than shiner fishing in Florida, catching fish over 10 pounds. And Kevin, you probably did a lot of that too back in the day on Okeechobee.
I did that on Lake Tahoe more. I never did live bait on Okeechobee.
Really?
All artificial. Artificial.
You guys remember him if you were watching Roland Martin back in the day? He's throwing them old goldfish. Do y'all remember that? He put big old goldfish.
Them things is that big, just gold.
Yeah, listen.
They're anywhere from 8.5 to 12 inches long.
So at that point, he was throwing koi.
Went down to the pet store. You can either go to the pet store or the bait shop.
Yeah, he was doing that. So yeah, and hey, Jeff Brazil is telling you, Coleman, you got to try some new stuff. Whatever was working Saturday, man, you got to try some new stuff. Robert Blesky, my buddy's in the house tonight. What's up, gentlemen? Also, too, if anybody, listen, Mike Geiger has an open seat. If you want to go fish a night tournament, 7 to 2 Saturday night on Hartwell, hit him up. He's still looking. I can't go. And then, of course, then Mike, too, I found out again like a couple hours before the show. Hell, I got a tournament Saturday, too. And, of course, we weigh in a little bit early over at 2:30. Then I got to go do all the stuff I was telling you about. So I wish I could go. Listen to this face. My mom sent me to the store with a note for a pack of Barclay 100s and a lottery ticket. Listen, we've all done it. And we drank out of the water hose and we rode in the back of the trucks. And if you were misbehaving in the car, there was no timeout. You got the right hook from your mom in the passenger seat, or you got the right elbow from your dad or whatever.
Well, how old were you when you were allowed to drive to the store? Because I was about 14. They'd give me the key, and because the store wasn't just right down. Now you had to pass the state patrol, or the state patrol station sat next to the store, so it's like don't go no further than the store.
Right? Yeah, yeah. I did that. I was out roaming around at 14, and sometimes I'd pull in a store, and I'd just wait till the cop left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd shop a little longer and then make my way back home.
Well, see, the store that we had was close enough for us to ride our bikes to.
Oh yeah, it was that close too. But
yeah.
14, I was like, Mom, just let me drive the truck.
I'm just going to the store. I'll be right back.
No, I don't remember getting it. Now that was one thing my parents were pretty strict on. I don't remember getting it, be out on the road without one of them until I was 16. But I will say this, and I wish my cousin was watching tonight because he could verify this. I can't remember if he was getting his learner's license or whatever, but I do remember there was a store on Highway 9 that was just south, almost into Fulton County. And I forget the name of it. It's still there, but I remember he pulled up to the side of it, and I can't remember if my Uncle Doug was with him or not, but apparently he hit the gas and not the brakes, and in his old concrete store, he drove straight through the side of that son of a gun. Oh, Donnie Malden's, I think, was the name of it. For you guys that grew up in Forsyth County North, I think it was Donnie Malden's, but he went right through the side of it. Oh, Spot Choker said, walk in water in Kissimmee. There you go, like that. Coleman said, Jeff, I'm definitely going to try a couple of different things. I've got some spots I want to check too. There you go. And Trish says, I'm too old for that late night stuff. You need a cot and a whoopee on that boat. What the hell's I'm old. What the hell's a whoopee?
A blankie.
Oh, is that what?
In the military, it's your poncho liner.
Yep, poncho liner. Yep.
Your most important piece of field gear.
Yeah. We've got a drive-through liquor store here in Danielsville. I mean, now generally I see a lot of those down, or used to, down on like Myrtle Beach or places like that. You would have that. But again, yeah, I mean, listen, you're right. I mean, back in the day, you could go in that store. That old man didn't care.
No,
he didn't check. There was no ID check.
They knew your parents. They knew you and your parents. I mean, the same gas station that we did all that at, he'd give me money when I graduated. They knew me. I mean, it was one of those, just they were family kind of thing.
Poncho liner is what he called it. Poncho liner. That's a whoopee.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard of that term. Kevin.
Yes.
How old were you when you bought your first pack of chewing tobacco? Just out of curiosity.
Probably.
He got to do some math, guys.
26.
You're digging deep.
Oh, so you weren't like you didn't have like a popper or something that stuck one in your mouth when you were younger?
Oh no. I had never smoked a cigarette in my life. Never did any drugs of any kind. I was too afraid my dad would kick my ass.
Well, my dad kicked my ass anyway, but it was for other stuff. But yeah.
Well, it's not just that, but your folks had a reputation in the towns they lived in.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, and that's probably why I got
And-
my ass kicked so much.
I just never got into it.
I guess.
I can't dip. I've tried that, and I cannot do that.
Let me ask you something. Did any of y'all's grannies do the old snuff?
I had an aunt that did, a great aunt
Yep.
or whatever she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew what
Always
that stuff
grandma
was
did.
till my dad told me. I was like, "What's that little can in Meemaw's
Mhm.
little shed in there?" And he said, "If I were you, I wouldn't ask her about it." And I was like, "Oh." Later, he said, "That's Meemaw's snuff."
What
And I'm
oh,
like,
dental?
"Oh."
What do they call it? Dental? Is it
Those-
dental snuff or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Bruton, Tops, the dental something or other.
My granny Pruitt did.
There
that.
was a lot of women that used that too, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why my granny was. It even had the little spoon, that
Yep.
little bitty, looked like a Coke spoon, basically.
I can
but
remember
that's
having
used
that
for
in the
snuff.
stores and selling the crap out of it.
Have you ever
Mhm.
done? Have you ever tried it?
The
No.
snuff?
Yeah, the dental
No.
snuff. Oh, I have. I haven't. Listen, if you don't put it in right, it coats the back of your throat, and you just
Oh,
can't, you can't get it out. It's correct.
What's it do, Danny?
So I tell that story because, again, God, I wish Jason was on tonight. We dipped, and Granny did that stuff. And I remember one time we got her to take some Copenhagen, and I think it was, or hell, it might have been Skull Wintergreen, knowing Jason. I forget at the time, whatever it was. But she let us take some of that stuff, and she would just take a regular spoon from the kitchen, and it was like Quick Draw McGraw, the fastest shit I've ever seen. She put it right there. She, boom, boom, boom. And it was packed and ready to go. So hell, I watched what she did. So I got a spoon and I was like,
It's like eating
Was
a
that
jar
big
of
brown
cinnamon.
cloud went everywhere?
it went all over the back of my throat, and I'm just like, I couldn't breathe. And but
like eating a mouthful of cinnamon at that point.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much so. I think I'm gonna go get a can of that just to see if I can do it now. But she always had that red Solo cup, and bless her heart, she had that little line of spit right down through there. They didn't
Right in the
make.
corner of the mouth.
Mhm, mhm.
Come here and get Granny some sugar, and you're like, ah.
Well, I never worried about her. I had a couple of aunts that had some really hairy lips. Those they kind of scared me a little bit.
Oh man.
Oh, here we go.
Little mustache,
Them old rabbit
little
holes.
lady mustache.
I had an aunt, God bless her. I hope she's resting happy in heaven. But she was like, no, let's see. No, she wasn't an aunt. She was my grandma. What do they call it? She was my grandma's sister. I guess that's my great aunt, right?
That's what we always call
Great
great aunt.
I think so, yeah.
Guys, this woman was 550 and she was an ounce.
Mm.
I was a big woman. And I've told this story before, but I remember when she passed away and we had to it was a pallbearer, and we had a couple extra pallbearers, but I've never in my life heard my cousins like grunt. Ooh, ooh. You could tell how out of shape all my cousins were, because we had to take her out of the church, down a set of steps, across a road, and then about 100 yards into that cemetery right there.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, like, I'm serious. The military needs to have that. That needs to be one of y'all's exercises y'all got to pass. Because, I mean, hell with throwing your buddy over your shoulder and running him out of a war zone. You needed to tote my great aunt out that one night. That was the god-awfulest thing I've ever done. I shouldn't talk about her like that. She can't defend herself. She'd be beating the daylights out of me. Wooby is what you call your Bigfoot girlfriend. At that point, I'm calling her ma'am. For sure. Rob wants to know how the fishing's been this summer. He hasn't had a chance to get out since June.
Saturday kind of sucked. That's why I got my This Lake Sucks hat on. But
it's been okay, but it ain't been, at least for us, spectacular, I would say, in any sense of the word.
I think Lanier being down so far has just made everything weird.
Well, heck, the way it's been here lately, you can't go in the afternoons because of thunderstorms. So it's a Saturday or Sunday fishing trip, and you're fighting wake boats and everything else. It's like, well, let me go out there and get a couple hours in the morning, and then it's over. So
yeah, or you can be like Mike Geiger and fish at night. And I haven't done much of that. Bottom line outdoors, with all the urchin baits and minnow baits, does anyone still use a scrounger head? I do. I love a scrounger. What do you put on the back of yours, Kevin?
Fluke.
That's what I do. I'm telling you, Lake Allatoona guys, every time I didn't throw it the night I was with you. We were fishing a night tournament, but anytime I've gone over there during the day, slow rolling a scrounger head across one of them rocky points will pick you up fish. It will pick you up fish.
Yeah, I'll put a fluke on them, or maybe a freeloader, the Rapala freeloader. They go on them real good.
Good choice. Jeff Brazil said he bought Copenhagen and Skull when he was 15. Back in the day, can't do that now, can you? I mean, you do it now, and
you can't buy it till you're 21 now.
Well, back then they used to put Jack in the Copenhagen, put it up in the dash, and let it sit for 6-8 hours.
And now it comes flavored that way, I think. Well, not Jack. It's got some kind of bourbon flavor, I think.
Oh, y'all remember the first time you ever took a shot of bourbon?
I don't remember.
I was about 17, and I remember I was like, this shit burns. This hurts.
Yeah, I do remember like trying a beer when I was a kid. Walked home after school with a kid from school, and he's like, hey, he got one of his dad's beers, and I'm like, that's the most horrible shit I have ever
tried that.
got hold of.
Dad would let us have one. Falstaff.
Oh, Falstaff beer.
Yeah.
My uncle, he would let his kids drink, so we'd go over their house, but they only got Zimas. They were girls. We'd go over and drink a Zima from time to time.
Yeah, that don't even count.
Yeah, it don't count. It don't count at all. But that's
over in the White Claw category.
I wouldn't tell that story, Tony.
Hey, listen, when you're 14 years old, you drink doggone mouthwash that'll get you drunk.
Listen, I can remember the first time I ever had a screwdriver.
Yeah.
8th grade. It was at a swim party like that. And of course, the person throwing the party's parents weren't there. You know why? Because back in the day, nobody's parents was ever home. But I can remember thinking, well, that's pretty good. And my mom had to pick me up about 10 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, she knew. Absolutely, she knew. My dad had an old shot glass. And it took me till I got up, a little bit older. But it said, bend over, touch your toes, and I'll show you where the wild goose goes. And listen, and I can remember being like, what the hell does that mean? And of course, Mama wasn't going to tell me. She wasn't going to tell me. And now I found it out later on in life. Trent says the scrounger is a forgotten secret. When it's working, nothing works better.
Yeah,
I really enjoy slow rolling a scrounger. And of course, and the good thing about a scrounger is it's just like an underspin. You can slow roll on the bottom, but if you're reeling it in, you see them busting on top right there. They come up schooling. You can whip that thing right in the middle of that school just as well, and it works. I've caught a bunch of good fish over at Latham on a scrounger. Might throw that Saturday now that I'm knowing that I got a tournament. So bottom line, I'll be throwing a scrounger at Toledo at the end of the month. That's a good choice. Cranking and yanking. My wife's grandmother did snuff, and she had a spittoon next to her rocking chair. That's the thing that was normal back in the day. When was the last time you went into anybody's house? And I know it's going to be a hot minute that they actually had a spittoon that was used.
The last spittoon I remember being used, my dad's real mother passed away, and we had to go down to LaGrange wherever we were at the funeral home. The funeral director had a spittoon. That was the last one I remember being used.
Wow.
That'd been 1994, 95, something like that.
Thinking about it now, because like I said, Kevin's got me this highbrow, hidden, looks like the women's Stanley Cups and all that is, working for me there tonight. But if you really think about it, like a spittoon, like you got to clean that joker eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At some point in time, that thing's going to start reeking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or you get them backer bugs, them little bitty gnats in the heat of the summer and all that. Jeff Brazil, we were going to talk fishing now. We ain't talk nothing but bourbon and tobacco.
That's when you find out if your wife really loves you or not.
Well, you know what? And I'll pull that back at Christmas. I would say, you would go to the family Christmas and everybody had like a limit, $20. You drew names out of the hat and you had to buy that person Christmas and all that. And back then I would get a 12-pack of Red Man. That would be my Christmas every year on my mama's side of the family. I knew I was getting ready to get laid up with some chewing tobacco. And then I had have I ever told you guys about the uncle and the popcorn?
I don't recall.
No.
All right. So listen, you ever had that family drama at the Christmas and all that? This is how we experienced it on this side. I had an uncle one time. I mean, I still got him, bless his heart. I love him to death. But back then you could buy those big tubs, at Christmas that come with like 4 different flavors of popcorn.
Stale popcorn.
You would have your butter, and you'd have your butter, you'd have your cheese, you'd have your Cracker Jack, caramel, and
corn,
all that. All right. So anyway, my aunt got the big tub of popcorn from my uncle. Well, she opened it up, and that son of a gun ate all the popcorn on the inside. He popped regular popcorn and filled it up with regular popcorn.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
He ate all the good shit.
he ate all the good popcorn. And y'all talking about some pissed off people at Christmas that Friday night. I was like, and I'm sitting back with my red man just loving life, watching every bit of this. But memories, man.
Hey, with the price of Red Man now, Danny, you'd take that as a Christmas gift, wouldn't you?
Heck yeah.
What's
$12.99.
Yeah, I was about to say about $150 for that now.
That's wild.
It's $13 a pouch.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what you
I
got to
wonder
have.
what a pack of cigarettes is.
I don't know, but you got to have Publix money like Kevin to be able to afford America's Best.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't smoked in years, but what's a pack of Marlboro?
They're up there.
Well, I can tell you right now, if you're going to Florida and you're going to Orlando for ICAST, you better buy your dip here, because
I did. Yeah, I carried my nicotine pouches with me, and I didn't buy any in Florida then. I didn't buy them when we went back to Miami, 2 weeks ago, and went to the Everglades. I carried it with me.
Listen, I paid, and I got bent over, but I took the Zen pouches and stuff like that because I knew I was going to be working ICAST, trying to be professional. I'm like, I'm just going to get me some Copenhagen pouches, $13.25 for a pack of pouches. Oh, my wife was like, "You're an idiot." Rob says, "I remember my first time dipping. I put a fat lip in, chilling in a hot tub with 3 chicks, and ended up puking everywhere. Lost my chance." Rob, you didn't really think that one through, did you? Too well. Greg says, "My great grandmother did snuff, had a spit cup in her apron pocket, and they'd have it right there while they was kneading the biscuits and all that too. They didn't care." Coleman says the big cast minnows are great for scroungers. So there you go. It is a fishing podcast. So there's your fishing tip for the night right there from Coleman. Cranking Yankee said, "I did a video recently putting down the urchin bait. It has more views than any other video I have done." And I watched that video. I have watched that video.
All it takes a little bit of controversy and you get those clicks.
Cranking Yankee, he's driving down the road in his truck before he gets to the lake, and he's just like, he's got that old southern slow country voice. Like, I don't remember exactly what he said. It was basically, "I don't know why they throw them damn urchin baits. I don't need an urchin bait." And he by God, he wasn't throwing one of them too. So, but it was a good video. Patricia says, "We used to hide a pack of cigarette and matches in the cornfield because you had to sneak out there for sure.
Had to hide them somewhere."
Bass Time with Diaz, bringing us back to actual fishing here. "I caught them good last month on a 1/4 ounce." How do you say it? Is it Susan scrounger with a Crush City jerk. That's a good combination. My dad had a bumper sticker that said, "Sex is a misdemeanor. The more I misdemeanor I get." Boy, if that don't say Cajun, I don't know what does right there. Doc Holliday said, "When I was about 12, saw an old lady spit tobacco juice on the gas logs. They looked real. My mother told her they weren't." Well, I mean, back then, listen, we'd go to the old Primitive Baptist Church, and the second it got out, man, everybody just spitting everywhere. The women, they lighting the cigarettes up. Second we walked out of church, it was like just straight up, tobacco convention and all that. Eddie, me and my buddy drank a bottle of Cuddy Sark Scotch whiskey when we were 14. My God, sick as hell after that. Dumb. Yeah,
I bet that was a ride right there. Some Scotch.
Ugh. The Velo Wild Berry pouches are so good, says Coleman. Coleman, I ain't into the fruit flavors.
I can't do the fruit flavors.
Yeah, I stay with the wintergreen.
I'm wintergreen. Yep.
Well, Tim, considering that you wipe your ass with Cool Mint dude wipes, wintergreen.
Hey, those things are refreshing.
They tingle a little bit there, Tim.
Hey, does it tingle?
No.
Oh,
well, damn.
That's the whole secret. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's Cool Mint." It's like, it's not.
Well,
They just smell good.
Do they taste good or they smell good? Which one?
They smell good.
Oh my Lord. All right, John G wants to know. I want to make sure I hit it. I might have missed Soccer Holden's comment. Where was it at? Right here. Yeah. I don't want to miss this. I might have said, but I'm going to do it again. It was nice meeting you all this past weekend. Tim, I appreciate the lesson on seeing the thermocline on my sonar. There you go. I remember that. I'm sorry I forgot that comment earlier. That's the cool thing about these tournaments. Now, you can get into your BFLs and you can do all that stuff where everybody's, just die hard against each other and all that. But a good local derby, a good charity event like that, one of the pluses about it is after it's over with, before we get to talk and shoot the bull, then we go fishing, we come back, and it's the same thing. And I don't think there's a better atmosphere in fishing if you're going to fish a derby than a good old, charity tournament.
Absolutely.
Like yeah. Let's see. Red Man had a tournament called Golden Blend Diamond Invitational. Kevin, you probably fished a couple of them tournaments. Didn't you fish the Red Man back in the day?
Fished the Red Man, but we never had a Diamond Invitational that I had.
Well, now though, I don't think they can, with all the laws they passed, that I don't think, I know they can't.
Yeah, your sporting
sponsor shows and things like that because of kids.
Yeah, your sporting events can't promote tobacco products, I don't think.
Yeah, right here. So Mike goes, all right, I'm here for the rest of the show. Then you could.
Yeah.
You could, but considering the kids eat Tide Pods these days, I guess it's probably a smart thing.
Whatever they watch them while they're death scrolling, they'll go try it. You have to catch them.
I feel so bad for the guy that showed up tonight, really wanting some good fishing juice. And
let me put a question in the comments, and we'll address it.
We will.
Somebody will answer it.
All right, I'm going to ask you this: the strangest thing. Now, let me rephrase how I was getting ready to say. What's the strangest thing you've ever tried to eat? I was going to say put in your mouth, but we'll go with the strangest thing. What's the strangest thing you've ever tried to eat, Kevin? You've been around this earth a long, long time, buddy. Come on, give me something good.
Anything good.
Oh, good grief!
I'm just an easygoing guy.
You never ate any dog food or anything like that?
Oh, I ate a can of Henny Penny dog food in eternity.
I was like, I don't reckon I've done any of that. Oh, I ate a can of dog food.
Dog food.
And the bad thing was we had to feed ourselves. The whole damn can.
What about you, Tony?
But I would go along with. I ate a milk bone dog biscuit. I do know that one time.
That's your new nickname. That's your new nickname, Milk Bone.
When I had my nuts wintergreened.
Listen, when I was a kid, what did he say?
Something about nuts and wintergreen. What now, Kevin?
I said after that, to move on to the next part of it, I had my nuts wintergreened. They take wintergreen liniment and put it on nuts.
Okay,
you don't think that burns?
Oh,
that's gonna light you up.
It did.
Wait a second, Kevin. What you said is we. What do you mean we?
There were 17 of us. Pledge night.
Oh.
Hell night.
Oh, so it was a group thing, huh?
Oh, hell yeah. We're all sitting in a room about 10 by 10. 17 of us. Screaming like little girls.
Who put it on?
One of the brothers for the fraternity. Big old paintbrush. You walked in there and lifted your pecker up, and he painted them.
Learning a lot about Kevin tonight. There's so many jokes.
You got a vapor lock on Danny.
Danny's vapor lock.
I'm so glad I'm not drinking.
Me too.
Now, I realize we probably had some people just fall off, but I'm interested now. I'm invested in this story.
No, they just got quiet, so they're like.
The comments just stopped.
Kevin, I can't really say I've ever had my stuff painted by another man.
Yep, that's definitely not a... There's no bingo card in the world.
I don't even know what to say now. I don't even know what to do. But it burned, huh?
Oh, yeah, and then they say you can wash it off after 2 minutes, but you know what it does? It reactivates it.
Yep.
That's the same way OC spray works, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, oh, yeah, just go wash it off. It's like, no.
Oh, my Lord. You know what? We're not monetized yet, but we're well on our way right there. So,
yeah.
I'm hoping to hang with you guys after the Toys for Tots. You should. Yeah. We don't get in any rush, and hopefully it won't be too cold because I remember that one year Tim and I froze while we were there.
Yeah, nobody got the whole time. I was like, man, there's a coffee thing right over here. And I was thinking, bring us coffee.
Yeah, I know it was bad.
Nobody did.
We need to get Krispy Kreme out there.
Danny and I were fine in the sun, but as the day went on and the shadow went by and we were just sitting there with all the cameras, all of a sudden it was one of those where you don't realize you got cold. You just all of a sudden, I am to the bone cold.
Oh, Kevin, you are talking about the donut, right?
Do what?
You are talking about the donut, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to verify. I don't know where you're going with this.
We're through with fraternity stuff.
Okay, we're done with fraternity stuff. Octopus, calamari. Let's see. Jeff Brazil said, I can't even pronounce that. A Yukonuba dog biscuit one time when I worked at the feed store. Made $5 on that deal. Well, I would eat worms at the shop when little kids would come in. They think I'd chew it up, but you just swallow them whole like an oyster, and it ain't that bad. Alex says, bring back hazing, please, like that. And Geiger said, makes me glad I didn't go to college. No doubt, right there.
I don't know about bringing back the hazing. There's too many video cameras nowadays. That stuff would get all over the internet.
Oh, good Lord. That made my night right there. So I'm gonna start calling Tony Milkbone though from here on out. I like that's a good nickname. That's a solid nickname, is Milkbone.
Milkbone.
And
what's up, Milkbone?
God, Kevin, I got 100 I could call you right now. We're just gonna stick with Father Time right there. So like that. All right, let me ask you this. Let's actually talk a little bit of fishing. Let's talk a little bit of fishing. So again, if you're going, okay.
One more thing.
Oh, I'm scared.
You know what my pledge name was?
Oh God, please tell me, please.
Maggot. It wasn't anything I wouldn't do. I was so low life.
You done proved that to us. Like, I don't know. I mean, like we hug Kevin. I don't know about that. We got
Kevin.
Like I've been hugging Kevin, and I don't even know where to go with that one. All right, so let's maggot. All right, so are you guys fishing this weekend? Any of you fishing?
Yes.
Where are you going to fish at, Tony?
I'm considering going to Lanier Saturday, and I think Wedowee Sunday, but it may be 2 Wedowee days. Who knows yet?
Why are you going to Lanier? Just out of curiosity.
Something different.
It's a long drive.
I don't get to go up there enough, and just something different to do.
Is your partner going to fish that Icon tournament with you?
No, I don't. Well, he doesn't think so. His other fishing partner has already asked him to fish it, and he's like, well, I'll let you know if he drops off. I'm like, yeah, but we got to pre-register. We got to know who we're going to be on the boat with if we're doing it. So I don't think so.
I think that is the same day of the Fishers of Hope tournament.
It is.
But let me ask you this. What do you think about that? I mean, that's a pretty big paycheck. 10 grand.
I hadn't looked at the other tournaments they've already fished to see what their turnout was. I mean, it's a 200 boat maximum field, which is pretty good size. They're going out a little haul. So I don't know. Not Little Hall, Laurel Park, excuse me.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty neat to see. I mean, if you're a local guy that fishes and you're on them, I think it's $350, $375 entry fee. Guaranteed 10,000 first place. And it pays $1,000 for every place after second, I think third, something like that. It's a good payout.
It's like $1,000, 2 through 10, something like that.
Yeah.
It is something different, and it is associated with that Ultimate Angler.
Yeah.
So I think you can qualify for that.
You can.
But that would be very interesting. But you guys don't fish it. Come fish the Fishers of Hope tournament.
Right.
All right. So Ken, I hope your mom and dad ain't watching tonight.
Ken's got the question.
The question of the week is sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. How big was the brush, Kevin?
About 3 inches across.
That's solid. I don't know why I asked that, but
just get a good slap.
That's all it was. Back and forth, and you move on to the next guy.
I got to cut that out. That is a sound bite right there.
Yeah, Crankin and Yankin's got the question of the night, though.
Yeah. Okay, in all seriousness, what did it other than burn? Was there any other side effects to having your Johnson wintergreen?
The burning was bad enough, Danny. I mean,
I've never done it.
Hell, back then you do things crazy, but I know way I'd do it today. And on top of that, we had to stick a whole egg in our mouth. And if it cracked, you had to stick another one in.
A whole what?
Egg.
Oh, egg. I thought you said leg. And I'm like, did I hear that right?
Egg.
This is holding my rod. He's changing his handle, more fitting for my new hobby. I love that. John G's got a dang good point right here.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be the last guy in line.
Right.
Was the lights off?
Do what?
Was the lights off?
Hell no.
Okay.
They wanted to see where it was going and make sure it got on there.
They won't shortchange anybody.
Well, listen, you know what? God bless you, and I'm glad you're here now. I'm glad you're here now. And let it be a public service announcement that we do not condone that kind of behavior here at
Absolutely not.
That would probably be against the law now, wouldn't it?
No, if you volunteer to do it, it's like it's on you.
If it ain't, it ought to be. That's for
Right.
sure. I can't wait to go tell Amanda about this after the show. Like, this is fantastic. Let me ask you this, Tony. All right, so Lanier Wadawi, what are you expecting? It's going to be a little bit cooler. I mean, we've had some really, really hot weather. We're talking, mid-80s, chance of afternoon thunderstorms. And the bad thing about going to Lanier, especially, it being one of the last weekends, school just is starting. So, everybody, these next few weekends, every pleasure boater in the world is going to be out just trying to pound and get that last big hoorah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if I go, it's more or less just to kind of learn a few more spots, honestly. That was one of the things, being there with John. I've only been a couple of times in my own boat. So, and when I make that drive, I'm going there to fish, and I'm guilty of just not having stuff, areas looked at. Like, I mean, everywhere we went, we found, of course, there's a brush pile on every point on Lanier. So just finding stuff like that, do a little bit of fishing, just check it. But again, that's a big if, because like you said, we all know what's coming this weekend. Everybody and their brother's going to be out there. But Coleman says I should come jump on his boat. I may take him up on that. I might message you, Coleman, because it's a heck of a drive to go up there and learn.
It is to pull your boat like that. Let me ask you this. Well, let me read Robert's comment real quick. And Purrs is going to be on Lanier chasing bait balls with his underspin for sure. Still room for the SFT kayak tournament in Pennsylvania. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up. $18,000 worth of prizes, $10K top prize, 150 kayaks, but still has openings. Free $80 13 fishing rod with the entry.
Huh.
There you go. $150 to enter.
So you're getting something right off the bat.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good deal.
Listen, that's big money for a kayak tournament. That's good money. John G said he invited me, but my truck's going in the shop on Tuesday. Not sure if it'd make it down there. I borrowed one last Saturday to get up there. I get it, and bless on Mike Geiger's heart. Like I said, when I went to get the truck to pull him out, his battery was dead, and then on the way home, his radiator blew. So, and we got our ass kicked on the water, but we had a good time. I want to ask you this: did you guys see any schooling activity?
Yes.
Okay, was it the kind that would come up for a little bit, or did you see some sustained? There was
one that didn't make the video footage, but it lasted for what seemed like maybe 20 seconds. But by the time we got over to them, they gone.
Yeah.
Well, that was the key with us, and we didn't see them come up and stay up. We'd see them, but it was always on the other side of the pocket, or always on the the other bank far away from us. And then by the time we made it there, they would be schooling where we were at.
Yep. We had that a few times too.
Kevin's new nickname is Picasso, famous for art, but also a lure company. There you go, Picasso. I like it. It'll work. Maggot.
You doing a question of the week tonight, Danny?
You want to do one? You got one?
I got an easy one tonight.
Hey, and guess what? I actually mailed out some of the prizes from the last 6 months today. I really did. Listen, I had one.
The big one coming on, Ethel.
People gonna be getting random stuff in the mail and be like, "Where did this come from?"
What is this?
Listen, this is funny as hell. What's his name? Eddie, I think it was. He sent me a messenger, and he goes, "It's a guy just sitting there going." It's like a meme. The guy's going like that. He goes, "At my mailbox." Like he goes out. He's like, "I still ain't seen nothing showed up from my mailbox." And I said. And I was sitting here at the desk, and I'm like, it is actually right here in front of me, and I packaged it up and everything like that.
Dang post office, you can't trust them with nothing these days.
That's right. Let's see. Yes, Danny, we had to get that. Listen, well, hold on a second before we do the question. Purrs is talking crap.
Oh yeah,
Got your he goes, got your ass kicked on the water by some kayakers, which is very true.
I'll do you one better. I got mine kicked by the guy on my boat that was a kayaker, but he wasn't on a kayak. He caught the biggest fish of the day.
He did. Now, that might be said. You did that, but you sure as hell didn't win the fashion. All right, you did not win. You did not win the fashion contest. You and your daggum boxers and your LeBron James tights.
Them draws. He's in the draws.
I love getting him. All right, Kevin.
I thought he had his wife's tights on.
Well, listen, unisex, baby, unisex. So
Kevin just said that to get him off the hook about getting his nads painted.
Yeah, I know. Kevin got.
He's throwing shade at Alex now. It's like, look over there.
Alex had his Lululemons on.
Okay, so Kevin, I tell you what, you do the question. I'm going to get up and walk over and stick my hand. Hopefully, I don't get a hook in one of my boxes, and the first thing I pull out is going to be the prize. How about that?
All right, Tim, you got the question too, right?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. All right. Has nothing to do with fishing, gentlemen.
No doubt, that's the way we're going tonight.
This question. This person had more regular season rushing yards than Bo Jackson. However, it took him 14 seasons compared to Bo's 4 seasons. Who was he and how many yards did he have? I'll read it again. This person had more regular season rushing yards than Bo Jackson. However, it took him 14 seasons compared to Bo's 4 seasons. Who was he and how many yards did he have? And that's a simple question.
You okay, Danny?
He got a hook in him.
in there.
Got a hook in him.
I didn't hear him squeal.
Who's squealing?
We could hear you rattling around. I was like, you okay? We can't see you in there.
Well, I opened up my first tub in there, and it was all exposed rock crawlers, and I just threw a bunch of crap in there. So I had to move that one and get to my next tub, and I closed my eyes, and I stuck it down there. And so Spro 4.7.
Coleman Jones got it.
Coleman
Jones.
Coleman always wins. Well, Coleman, I'm going to send you some a pack of Spro surface swimmers. The ultimate
It was an easy question too, wasn't it, Coleman?
There you go. I got your address, Coleman.
Don't hold your breath.
I'll get it to you about the time for like your 5th wedding anniversary. He just got married. Oh, I didn't even know what the question was, but there you go. Now listen, let's go back up here. So again, Mike said, hey, he's going to be on a Hartwell Saturday night from 7 to 2 for that tournament. Needs a partner. You guys jump on that.
Shoot, I'd have to sleep at the boat ramp to catch back up.
Now listen, Purrs goes, y'all can hate the leggings, but my trunks were bass and lily pads. They were. Okay, but you could have had a deck. You could, I mean, they go underneath the leggings and pants right there.
The trunks, them was draws.
You look like you're getting ready to go shopping at Walmart. Now, listen, that is one thing that ought to be against the law is people wearing pajamas to Walmart. Because, listen, it's not Kathy Ireland or anything like that walking through the Walmart in there.
No, it's things you can't unsee.
Thelma and yeah.
Louise?
Says juicy right across the dang billboard.
Well, if you can see it, it really ain't a smooth juicy. It's kind of Jew, and then something's disappeared a little bit. It's like G C. It's like where did the I go? I don't want to know. Coleman, don't plan on using these for the Toys for Tots.
Right. Unless Danny happens to bring them with him.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing is I got Doc's. Oh, let me tell you about that. I got Doc's real order and it ain't showed up yet. None of my next pro order has showed up. Also, too, for you guys, I mentioned it last week. Let me go ahead and remind you. We didn't do a drawing for July because I'm combining July and August together. So at the end of August, when we do this, the winner is going to get a 6-hour guided trip on Lake Lanier with Brooks Anderson.
Wow.
So that's a good one. So that's what we're giving away for the big one. I'm combining those 2 months because it costs a little bit. But you get that. So that's what we're giving away with that. Now that's something that once I do that, you're going to contact Brooks, so nobody can fuss at me about not getting it in time. All right, like that. And I talked to Brooks about it, and he's really excited to do it. So,
yeah,
that's pretty cool. He's a cool kid. What I never heard of Tony or Tim were fishing. Y'all fishing this weekend?
I'm on call. I can't go far.
Oh, Kevin, you ain't fishing. You ain't got no Monday night or nothing like that coming up.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow. I'm not going Saturday or Sunday. No,
No,
not on tuna.
you going on tuna?
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
I'm expecting to go up the river.
Do you think how stained is it going to be with all these thunderstorms?
Oh, we didn't get a drop of rain here today. You know,
Well,
you were talking earlier about up where you're at. It's raining, and the Braves game is on hold. We're just bone dry here.
Well, that's the way it's kind of been. It's been hit and miss. It's just whenever. I mean, did y'all see what happened in McKaysville?
Yes. It like flooded the post office, several other establishments.
Have you ever been to McKaysville?
Yeah.
Tony,
I don't know that I don't know. Maybe so.
if you go up 515 to Blue Ridge and you get right there at that red light at the Home Depot and everything, and you take a left, that road will take you into McKaysville. It dead ends into McKaysville. And there's a part of McKaysville where the state line of Tennessee and the state line of Georgia runs right through like Main Street. You can put one.
It's like diagonal. It's painted across the road.
It's painted across the road, so you can go. But the thing about it, and there's a river right there. But the thing about it was none of that. The river was not what flooded. It was they're doing construction on that road, something like that, 5 or whatever. And I was reading an article about it. All of that wash off and everything from that is what went through the town.
So it wasn't the river overflowing; it was just the water.
Wow.
That's what the report. That's what. Now I don't live in McKaysville, but that's the report that I read. That it was like the main cause of the problem was road construction and the way they had it set up and all that. And they just got like they got like 7-8 inches of rain or whatever, something crazy like that. And it basically just. Now, I mean, I'm sure the river was up, and I mean, it might have flooded in some places, but I think downtown McKaysville, a lot of that was caused by the road construction.
Wow.
Makes sense because when you go up there, I mean, that little mountain river's not very deep, but water-wise, but it's like down. The embankments are pretty deep, so it'd take a lot of water for it to come out of its banks.
Well, you know, that's up there at Copper Hill. Have you ever read the story about that? All them copper mines and what they did to the basically just stripped all the everything.
Strip mining back then.
It still looks. I mean, you can tell it's what was done even to this day and all that. But it's crazy.
Anyway,
huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go. You go ahead.
I'm gonna be throwing an urchin, and I'm gonna do some forward facing. So I got to teach myself to do that. Clint gave me some good ideas, but I got to get out and do it. So that's the only rods I'm gonna have on the boat.
Well, let me ask you this though: is the river the best place to do that? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, I don't know. I just want to get away from everybody else.
Well, that's probably where you need to be. I mean, like that. But all I know is the Etowah up here that flows into Allatoona. You can walk across it, and so it's a muddy. What I saw, so I just assumed that eventually all of that's going to trickle down into that Allatoona basin somehow. But maybe I don't know. It's crazy that
when it rains up north like that, it takes it usually to the next week before it starts turning Allatoona colors.
Does it take that long?
It takes several days.
I haven't seen the water since last Wednesday. Yeah, a week ago Wednesday, last time I was on the water.
Tony, does Wedowee get like that?
It's kind of the same way. If we get a lot of rain, it comes down the Tallapoosa, or the little Tallapoosa, it'll dirty it up, but it'll take it. It won't ever get to the bottom. Not this time of the year. Now, wintertime, it'll muddy up pretty quick, but it takes it a while.
How many acres is Wedowee again?
A little over 9,500, I think.
So it's a decent sized lake.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how much of that they're. I don't know if they're talking about the rivers or they're talking about the impounded area, but it's only like 9,500 acres, what they classified as, something like that.
What's up, Kevin Gray? He's in the comment section right there. John Jesus is pouring in Gray right now. Man, I tell you what, some of the best deer hunting land I've ever set foot on is in Gray, Georgia. That is. I don't know if you guys like the deer hunt or not, but that right there is like I wish I had my lease in Gray. It's amazing down there. They had my uncle was in a club back then, and now my uncle did very well for himself in life. So we're talking an exclusive club where this old house was built on a pond, and like the back deck, the pond came up underneath that, but it's where the governor and your dignitaries and all that would go play their cards on Friday, Saturday night. And so they would go up there, but the rest of it was hunting land. And you could get in the four-wheelers and, the side-by-sides and ride around and just see deer after deer after deer. It's amazing right there. Did you guys talk to Wyatt Martin? He won that one tournament that we did up there on Lanier with all largemouth. You remember him? He fished Saturday as well, had another good bag. He went I asked him, he told me he caught him on a frog. Yeah. He went all the way up. He said as far up the Chattahoochee pretty much as you could go to where it gets a little sketchy. And dude, if he wasn't just catching them largemouth up there again. So I don't know, Kevin. I mean, largemouth hit urchins. That might be the play.
Oh yeah.
But okay, so you're not taking anything else? You ain't gonna have a spinnerbait tied on or anything like that?
Nope. The only two rods gonna be on the deck are those two there.
What size urchin you throwing?
I'm throwing a small one, probably a 17.
How you hooking it up? Just out of curiosity, how did Clint hook his up?
Oh, hell, I don't remember.
How are you?
Back of the boat.
He'd be texting him, going, "Send me pictures. How I hooked this shit back up."
He probably had a frog. I don't think he had a frog hook though.
Well, how are you going to hook it up?
I just on that little one. I'm just going to go with a treble hook and 1/8 ounce weight. I'll throw it on a spinning rod.
Okay, I mean, hell, I'm proud you own a spinning rod.
I got probably 8 or 9 of them.
How often do you fish with a spinning rod on a given day? Honestly, like if you're on Allatoona and you're fishing a regular tournament, a Monday night or whatever you fish, how often are you throwing a bait caster compared to a spinning rod?
Probably 70% of the time, bait caster.
Bait caster. What about you, Tony? What's your ratio?
I keep one on the deck, and this is when I'm minnow fishing, so it just depends on time of the year. Most time I'm throwing a bait caster, but if it gets in the fall and the winter, it'll be a minnow rod a lot.
What about you, Tim?
I'm probably 50-50. I mean, I'll have 3 or 4 bait casters and 2 or 3 spinning rods.
Yeah. I used to, I went through that period a few years ago where, it was pretty much, I was almost exclusively spinning rod. But here this year, I probably am, I only took one spinning rod and 4 or 5 bait casters with me for this past weekend. And I busted my leader. I got hung, and of course, I just broke it off so we didn't mess up this spot. I didn't even tie it back on. I threw my shaky head. I did not throw a wacky at all. I was trying different things, but I didn't use a spinning rod at all, which is very much different to what I have been doing the last few years.
Right.
Let me ask you this. How many of you guys throw a shaky head on a spinning rod?
I do.
You both? Okay, so you two. Okay, all right.
I'll throw it on either one. Now, if I'm moving down the bank, maybe pitching to cover and hitting targets, I'll switch over to bait caster just because of, speed. But if I'm out open water, brush pile, dragging a point, I'd rather have the sensitivity of the braid on a spinning rod.
Okay, that's the way I've been. But here's my question, and it's something, and maybe you guys can help me. It's honest to goodness. Let's just say I got the same setup, whatever, shaky head on a bait caster on my spinning rod. And when I throw it on my spinning rod, for some reason, I feel like I can keep the line as I am dragging and everything, and as it sinks. I feel like I got more tension for some reason. When I throw the same thing on a bait caster, I just feel like I got more slack. Am I doing something wrong?
No, I agree.
Why?
I think it works so much better on a spinning rod. I don't know if it's the angle that the rod is to the reel. Instead of on top, it's hanging on the bottom, so you're feeling it better.
But I think that spinning rod's more forgiving as far as when you feel that first little tap.
Right.
I don't think they can feel it as quick as they do the rod tip on a bait caster rod.
Here's the reason that I'm saying this, because I watched Geiger fish. All right, he was throwing a Texas rig, and I've watched it with other people, and I noticed when they're throwing their bait caster, and they got the worm on the bottom as they work it, and I'm watching them. I notice their line always seems to be nice, and I'm not saying like hung tight, but just tight. Whereas when I throw mine on my bait caster, I feel like as I'm lifting up or whatever it is, and maybe I'm using too light of a shaky head or something, I just feel like it never gets that. I never get that stiffness of the line where I can feel. I always feel like I'm missing something. Now, if I do it with a spinning rod, I can do it, and I can't figure out for the life of me what I'm doing to make it feel that way.
What size shaky head you throwing on a bait caster?
I threw a 3/16 the other day on both of them.
Yeah.
But this is, and I'm not making this up just for conversation. This is truly something I experienced. Though the same thing, and just it feels like it gets to the bottom, and I got my spinning rod and I pull it up. I feel like I am in contact with the bottom with that bait the entire time. I throw the same thing on a bait caster, and I just feel like there is a moment when I am pulling up, when I'm
your spinning rods braid the floral leader though, right?
It is, and then my bait caster is just straight floral.
That's probably the big difference there. Is a pound test the same?
Yeah, pretty much. I just feel like I'm not staying in contact with the bait.
It might be the nut behind the reel.
Oh well, hell, it probably is. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's definitely not equipment. It's me, but I mean, I'm serious I'm not even lying to you guys. I know for a couple hours, I watched Geiger, and like every time he would throw out, I'm like, how is he keeping his line tight with that bait caster when he drags? Now, if I put my rod facing down and pull to the side, not a problem. I'm talking about when I'm throwing it and I'm pulling it back to me. There's just something with that bait caster that I'm doing wrong that I just feel like I lose contact, and I cannot for the life figure out why.
I don't usually raise mine unless I feel like I'm getting hung. I usually drag it. I don't pop it. I drag.
So you're more side to side.
Yeah.
That could be it. Let's see what the guys in the comment section are saying. Because right. Kevin does say, well, Mike says he's got a shaky head tied on both the bait caster and a spinning rod. What's up, Tui? 005. And but Kevin Gray goes, what gear ratio is your bait caster? You might be reeling too fast on the retrieve. It's pretty quick. It's the same one I use on my jig rod. I want to say it's 8-1.
Oh yeah, that might be it.
See, I'm 7-1, 7.5-1 on my bait
caster. I always
get you a Black Max down in the 6.4 range.
Well, when I was being taught to jig fish, I was always taught to use a higher speed one because when you want it, the second you cast it, you want to be able to catch up real quick, or especially if you're on ledges and stuff, if they pull off and they're coming to the boat, you can catch up with them. But I mean, even with that, like I'm throwing out, it's on the bottom. I click the bail, I let it sink. And then as I'm raising, I don't think that I'm reeling. Now, maybe I am, and I'm not noticing it. But it's one of the more frustrating things of fishing with me, and it's a simple detail that I am missing somewhere. I don't know what it is.
It might be because the handle's on the left side instead of the right.
No, I reel both hands. I'm right-handed on all my stuff, dude. You know me, I can't do that multitasking stuff. But Mike threw 3/16, but I was just wondering if it was because he was throwing a Texas rig. I don't know. I mean, I'm like stumped. So Coleman says I like an 8-1 on jigs, 7-1 on normal rods, and 6-4 on cranking unless it's shallow. I was taught, or I've heard, the higher speed reels are good for jigs because you want to keep contact, and if you're pulling it down as it's falling, you want to be able to catch up real quick.
Right. Most time on jigs though, I sweep. I just use the rod tip to pull it. I don't put it in and reel the slack back up.
Jig, worm, Carolina rig, all high speed.
What about you, Tony? You sweep or do you ever lift on your worms?
I'm lifting the tip on that one every time. I'm bouncing it.
Okay, so you do, but you don't experience what I'm talking about.
I can see what you're saying because but I know my problem is I fish too fast. Like I power fish everything, so I have to like mentally tell myself, you let it get to the bottom and then make small movements because number one, I'm throwing it on a Falcon 7-foot. Whatever it's called, but it's a stiffer. Do what?
Low rider.
Yeah, the low rider. That's it. But so that's a stiffer rod. So I have to consciously say, all right, you don't need to reel it. Just pick up, move the line, let it do it, and then pull it in. If you ever watch him, like when I fish with John, I'm moving it probably more than I should sometimes. So I do know what you're feeling, not having that bottom contact, especially if you get over near deeper water with it. It's like I'll forget, and next thing I know, I'm swimming a dang shaky head through the water column.
But you know what? And I'm just kind of thinking to myself while you guys are talking all that. When I throw anything on braid, whether it's a wacky worm, shaky head, or whatever, I am consciously, maybe I'm consciously looking at the line too, because I always look at my braid because I use that high vis for the pop. And I don't do that with fluoro. You get what I'm saying? It's like I don't pay near the attention. I think with fluoro and a bait caster, I'm concentrating more on the feel.
Yep.
With the spinning rod, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I just feel like with that spinning rod, I just keep better contact. And again, it might be all up here in the noodle.
I throw a 1/4 ounce shaky head 95% of the time. 3/16 the other 5%. I don't go any lighter, and I'll throw a 3/8 a lot too.
What's the heaviest shaky head you throw? Because here's the reason why. Because I've got those Spro skip gaps.
Yeah.
And most people go from the 1/4 down. I've got some over here, and I'm not even giving them away because I don't know anybody that use them. I swear to God, they're almost an ounce. I mean, they literally look like marbles, the shaky head. I mean, have you ever used one that? I mean, where the hell would you use one like that?
Deep water.
I go up to 3/4 ounce.
Yeah, if you're going to be in deep water, you need to keep it down there.
But that's for
shaky head.
Yes, that's for like your ledge fish and stuff like that. It's where you got to get it. You're in current or something like that, where you still need to use that particular weight.
Yeah, deep or heavy current. You want it to stay put, and so it's not just floating down.
Okay, that makes a little sense to me. Yeah. But I mean, like I just got an assload of them that Spro sent me, and I'm like, I'll never use anything that big because it really looks like a marble.
I think some of the ones I got from the last Pro order we did were like a 1/2 ounce skip gaps. I hadn't really used a lot of them, but then I've got some of the spot removers and Buckeyes or whatever they are that are 5/8 to 3/4.
Those probably be good with a big old monster tied on to them.
They might be. But I've just, and here's another thing though, and maybe it's I don't ever use enough heavy weight. I've always liked to go lighter on my shaky heads and stuff, just because when I throw a jig, 3/8 is the biggest I'll ever throw, because I feel like if I move up to a 1/2 ounce jig and I do the dragging and all that, I just feel like I'm pulling it through the muck and every daggum leaf on the bottom and everything. It just feels like it's almost like, you get hung on a branch or, something like that, and you're pulling it kind of the first part, you're just kind of like, that's the way a heavy weight feels to me when I'm bottom fishing. But maybe I might do some experimenting this weekend. I might put like if I throw a shaky head on my bait caster, I might put it like a size or two bigger than I do on my spinning rod and just see if it kind of eliminates that. Because I really do, guys. I feel like I'm fishing. I know I'm down 20 foot, but I feel like I'm pulling it through 10.
Yeah.
Like I have no contact.
99% of the time I'm throwing a 1/4 ounce. But this last weekend on that tournament, I was throwing a 3/16 ball head, shaky head. And I was having to make sure I let it get there and work it right. Otherwise I would have been swimming it the whole time, just because, like I said, habit.
Yeah, because it takes them longer to fall than you think.
Yeah, that could be it. Now that I've been thinking, because I actually did think about that, but I was sitting there, honestly, and I wasn't gazing at Mike or nothing. I was watching how tight his line stayed the whole time. And I'm just like, for some reason, I can't do that. And he'd sweep somebody, he would pull.
Yeah.
Straight. And I've noticed my cousin Jason, when I fish with him, he pulls straight up, but his line always seems to be tight. Like he's got, and I'm not talking like, again, I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about. It's got a little bend, but Kevin, what size on a normal Carolina rig? Just say you're going to throw a Carolina rig tomorrow on Allatoona across the flat or something. What size is your weight?
3/4 ounce.
3/4.
That's all I throw is a 3/4 ounce, Danny.
On a Carolina rig, no matter where you're at, 3/4 ounce.
No matter where I'm at, it's 3/4 ounce.
Okay, how many of you guys still throw a Texas rig any?
I do.
Yeah, there every once in a while I'll tie one on. Not
I haven't thrown one of them, and I don't know when.
Yeah, okay. Well, what size weight do you use, Kevin, on your Texas rig?
5/16, 7 ounce.
So you're still fairly heavy.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
want
Tony?
bottom contact.
Well,
I'm like Tony. I wanted to move it too fast, and that heavier weight keeps it down on the bottom for me.
But don't you ever feel like like what I'm describing, that you're just pulling it through muck?
No.
Maybe I just suck.
And I throw 1/4 ounce on my Texas rig, because again, I'm throwing it on a bait caster, and I know I'll fish too fast if I don't have a weight to get me down there and keep me honest.
All right, if you're throwing a Texas rig, and Tim, you can just make up something since you said you ain't thrown one in forever and a day. with the Texas rig, are you generally going with a larger worm? Like, would you ever Texas rig a 6-inch, or would you go bigger? Like
I do a trick worm. I do a trick worm all the time. Well, when I fish a Texas rig, it'll be a Cinco or a trick worm typically.
What about you, Kevin?
Me?
Yeah, on your Texas rig, what size worm do you normally use?
6-inch.
Okay, all right, okay. So just a standard trick worm size.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't throw a trick worm on a Texas rig.
What do you throw?
Cinco.
Just a regular old Cinco.
Just a regular old Cinco.
Nobody throws a ribbon tail worm anymore, do they?
So you don't own no culprits or anything like that?
Oh, I got them in the boat, but
I figured you did.
If I was going to fish a Texas rig, I would probably go ribbon tail worm, like throw it in the brush pile and swim it through it.
now, but if I'm throwing a sissy rod, if I'm throwing a spinning rod, I'm going to throw a trick worm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw a little 5-inch either. It's going to be a 6 or 7.
Okay, so let me ask you, why do you use a Cinco on a Texas rig? What is your thinking? And Stephen Williams on TikTok says it, an ultra vibe speed worm, the smaller one. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I want to know why I want to know why you're putting a Cinco on a Texas rig.
Because it goes through anything. There's no appendages to wrap or grab. It spirals down.
Do you think
the bottom quick?
Yeah. Do you think the extra girth gives you just some profile that you're looking for, or is it just more of what you just said?
Well, again, I throw the KVD, which is the 8-sided.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a confidence thing that I have.
Okay, let me see what they're saying in the comment section. So Coleman says, I throw a Texas rig lizard for pre-spawn. Yeah, I've done that. Jeff Brazil says 3/4 ounce on my Carolina rig. I use 5/16 on my Texas rig Old Monster.
See? Same thing I'm doing.
He throws a 1/2 ounce on his Texas rig with a 7-inch worm. Okay, and he throws a ribbon tail. Good question right here from Roger. Do you ever pin your Texas rig? I don't. Do you ever?
I do.
What do you pin?
100% of the time.
Okay, so you're 100% and Tony's time just every so often.
Every so often.
Okay, so Tony, since you do it every so often, what do you pin it with?
I use a bobber stop.
Bobber stop. Yep. Okay, is that what you use?
Bobber stop.
Okay, interesting.
Again, Danny, I'm doing that because I come from Florida out of the lakes with the grass. And I want the worm down there, so it's just my confidence again.
No, fair enough. I like the answer. It's a good question, Roger, for sure. One that I hadn't thought of. If I'm Kevin Gray says, and of course, again, congratulations on winning the Tupperware side of things. He had a good bag too. It'd been competitive on the. What he had 55 inches or something like that with 3 fish. I don't know what that would have equated to in pounds, but it's a hell of a lot more inches than what I caught. If I'm throwing a Texas rig, it's going to have a lizard, a beaver, or some type of creature. I use the worms on a shaky head.
Yeah.
Hey, now listen, what's that? Do you still throw that wobble head, Tim?
Oh yeah.
But you're more of a creature bait on that thing, right?
Yeah, put a critter bait on that, and you want to go heavy on it. That's good for flats, long drawn points. It's not really good for steep angles, really. I don't think.
How heavy?
I mean, you can fish it just like a jig. You can throw it up against a big old rock wall and just let it flop down through there. It's going to do the same thing,
right?
But you
what
won't
size
weight
you throwing though, Tim? What weight?
3/4 to 1 ounce.
Yeah, what I thought.
I guess bottom contact is not a problem with that weight.
Believe it or not, it will fly up.
It does. Yeah.
I throw a 3/4 tungsten if I can find them, and man, that's the only way I'll do it.
Right
on a wobble head.
Yes.
Yeah, you want that thing just tinking everything when just hitting everything under the shining sun. And every now and then you'll hit a rock, it may fly up. That's also the way your strikes come in. So you do need some speed on the reel, because if you're reeling and all of a sudden you lost bottom contact, you stop reeling and maybe pull a little bit and you still don't feel it, you should swing, because they're chasing that thing
from behind.
They scoop it up and they've still got momentum, and they will slackline the piss out of you.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me hit through some of these comments real quick. Mike Geiger says, Texas rig, my trick worm, Magnum trick worm, old monsters. That's the basic ones I run with all on the. He runs all of those on a 3/16. He uses bands of tungsten sinker too. Okay, I get you saying. Old monsters are awesome. Jess said, if I'm fishing brush, I'll peg my weight. Rocky points and such, he does not. Kent wants to know a question. Do your lakes have crawdads in them? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, there's
You know,
over 100
Danny-
species of crawdads in Georgia.
Yeah.
If you think about it, when you're working a shaky head down a rocky point, that weight's right there on the worm.
Yeah.
It's no different than being pegged on a Texas rig.
Yeah.
Right.
True. I think I guess the only difference is the angle of your worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only difference. And then again, sometimes if I'm using a rattle or a bead,
Mm-hmm.
I'll peg it an inch above that so that
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of weight to slide and hit my bead.
Okay. All right. Good point right there. Mike Geiger says, I have been known to throw a Cinco on a Texas rig also. Patricia says a 3/16 Zoom. I didn't pull up. Let me make sure I want to pull up so people can read it. A 3/16 Zoom Finesse brass and glass. Okay. And holding his rod. I love it. Skinny worms or fatter worms. And that's why I asked you about the Cinco. If you threw it more so for the girth, God, this still sounds wrong.
Why you gotta use that word?
Just keep using it.
Well, listen, I didn't use it when we were talking about painting stuff, but I mean, that was honestly when you said you threw the Cinco, because I'm thinking, okay, well, it's not much on the action. Yes, you can pull it through there, but you can pull a skinny worm through that same stuff too. But I was just wanting to know if you used the Cinco because you had just that little extra girth and maybe the profile of it.
I think the bullet weight gets hung up more than the.
How much action do you see on those lures that are dragging bottoms?
I mean, I don't at all. But I mean, I know that I throw a shaky head most of the time, and so at least it's kind of up as I'm dragging it.
And those fish are seeing that all the time. And here comes this other worm that doesn't do anything.
Well,
but just slide across the bottom.
Last year, it's probably this time of the year. Last year, I was on a lake and I had the Z-crawl worms, I had trick worms, and I had fluke sticks, and I would rotate between the three, and you would catch a different class of fish on different parts of the lake doing one of those three. You could change. You could throw that fluke stick in one area of the lake, they wouldn't bite nothing. You throw let's say it was a Z-crawl worm, then all of a sudden you start getting bit. But on the other side of the lake, you couldn't get bit on the Z-crawl worm. You had to throw the fluke stick or the trick worm.
Yeah,
just a different profile, different little actions, whatever.
Makes sense. Now, Jeff Brazil says, I'll have an old monster on deck tomorrow night, Tim. Gooseberry or South African special. Thanks, Mike Geiger, for the South African special tip. And that was, if you go back and watch that episode of us talking about night fishing, that's when we learned about the South African.
Hey, that's money. I've had that in my night box for a while. I was throwing that when I was fishing those night tournaments with Kevin. I just didn't say anything.
There you go. Listen, Stephen Williams on TikTok says bobber stop for sure. I'm in Florida, hence why I use a bobber stop on a speed worm, 1/4 ounce to get it in the grass, and then girth or the length for Cinco. What's I guess he's saying what is I assume that's a question. Is it more the girth or more the length?
Well, I don't know because mine's 6 inches. That's it. I don't throw anything bigger. I got the bigger ones, but I still do as well with them.
Look at Tony. You knew Tony. I don't have to say anything anymore, Tony.
Just being quiet over here.
Oh, we have ruined Tony to pieces right there. It's bad when we've hung out enough and done enough to where like somebody else can say something and you automatically know Danny is getting ready to say something.
Well, it's just like an old monster.
Not mine. not mine. But words you don't hear at the Pruitt house for 20, Alex.
I'm glad we're not discussing Ned rigs.
That's more in my ballpark, buddy, to be honest with you right there. I could do a whole episode on Ned rigs. Let's see. Can't. I hit that and talk about it. That's all I throw in July and August. Our bass changed to crawdads. Texas rig crawls, 1/4 ounce to 5/16. And you know what? Now that he says that, I remember growing up, again, fishing mostly farm ponds and all, I probably was more apt to put a crawdad, what we might use as a jig trailer now. I was more apt to put something like that on a Texas rig as opposed to now.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever do that even on a shaky head? Do you ever just put a zoom crawl or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
I used to
Z-crawl,
fish
missile
that.
bait, D-bomb. Those little D-bombs are awesome.
What'd you say, Tony?
Oh, I didn't say I don't
I
fish.
thought-
Yeah, I
you
don't
don't-
fish a crawdad a whole lot on a Texas rig or shaky head.
Okay. Jeff Brazil said, I'd never heard of it, Tim, till I was on that podcast with Mike, and he brought it up. Once I saw them at the store, I grabbed the only 3 packs they had. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't something that I had heard of before. Greg Ferlaney showed me the fluke sticks, and they worked for me. And now, if you remember, too, if you go way on back, what's his name of the old Bass Pro Shop hat? Everybody loved that we had him on. From Lake Lanier.
Paul
Driscoll.
No.
Driscoll.
Yeah, Driscoll.
Yeah, Driscoll. I was trying to remember his last name. He threw fluke sticks, but he threw them on a Nico.
Yeah.
He was throwing the fluke stick Nico style, and that's when he was looking for those blinker fish. Because remember, rocks don't blink.
Rocks don't blink.
I'll never. You know what? We've had so many guests, but there's certain things that get said, little terminology and all that you can just associate with that person, and you'll never forget it.
I
always remember the blinker fish.
I took that to the lake probably the week after that show, and I was over there. That's all I kept saying was rocks don't blink. I had forward phase. I was new with it. Rocks don't blink.
Ain't it crazy though how you do that? And you'll remember that 20 years from now. You'll be like,
100%.
You might not remember Paul's name, but you'll remember that guy talking about blinker fish.
Yep, blinker fish.
Looking for those blinker fish and all that. For those of you that want to know, the Braves are up 2-0. They're playing again. The rain delay is over down there. Is anybody throwing the sluke stick?
Hadn't seen it. Oh, yes.
What the hell's a sluke stick? I mean, I'm sure it's a brand.
No idea.
Please elaborate.
Well,
Or did she mean fluke stick? I don't know. No?
I never know with Patricia. She's from South Carolina. There's no telling what she might be saying. I'm just surprised, Patricia, you haven't told me who's winning the AOY tonight like that. She always keeps us up to date on who is hanging around at AOY because she really likes keeping up with that kind of stuff. But you know what? It is funny, and I know we're kind of making jokes on the Ned rig. We don't talk Ned rigs anymore.
They still work.
Yeah, but it's like something gets hot. And it was about 4 or 5 years ago, the Ned rig, everybody was throwing it on Alatuna, and guys still throw it. We very rarely talk about it these days.
That's true.
The underspin still works. We very rarely talk about an underspin these days. And it seems like we'll go through these cycles where there'll be a really hot kind of thing and everybody's doing it, whether they like it or not, because not everybody thought the Ned rig was good or sexy or anything like that. But we taught Ned rigs. I can't remember the last time we really did an episode or even spent a substantial amount of time in any episode lately talking about a Ned rig. I wonder why that is. Do you
don't talk about drop shot either?
Well, drop shot's another one. I think the problem. Well, somebody was on the show. Okay, she goes, oh, sorry. She goes, a spook stick, and of course, birds for the AOI and the NPFL. I know you keep a spook stick. I have not. I think the drop shot. Who was it that we had on that was talking about just catching monsters still on a drop shot? I forget. It's been within the last couple of months. And
You had the guide. What was his name? Oh crap! I just had a brain fart. He was talking about catching on a drop shot.
Was it? It wasn't Ferlaney, or was it Jason?
No, who's the last? Who's the last?
I remember that, but we're all brain farting on the name.
Jimbo.
There was Jimbo.
Yeah,
it was Jimbo. Now, but here's the thing. I think the drop shot still catches plenty of fish. I think a lot of people automatically associate a Ned rig and a drop shot with numbers and not size. Fair enough. I mean, when we talk about them, I mean, just
a lot of people do that. They're like, yeah, the Ned, you're gonna catch a lot of fish, but they're not gonna have any size.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's true. It just seems in general conversation when we talk about them, those are numbers games. But they never. I think, and that might be why some of these things, like the drop shot, just kind of they get petered out. But I also too, I think like we've been talking urchin baits so much this year that it's kind of. People are still using it. We just ain't talking about it.
Yeah.
That's the flavor of the week, I guess.
Kevin Underwood did talk about it, and he uses it. Jeff Brazil says, I have a drop shot on my deck at all times. And then, of course, I see holding my rod again says, I use Ned rigs a lot when I was starting to fish, but I shy away from it. The first limit I ever in electric only tournament, it was on Allatoona. The first limit me and Josh got when we jumped in electric only because we got our ass kicked on Hickory Log and then another lake that we'd never fished, but we went to Allatoona. And I can remember watching YouTube just trying to figure out how the hell can I put 5 in the boat. And I saw a video on Ned rig, and like that really kicked me on. I mean, it didn't take anything on Allatoona to put a limit in the boat real quick with a Ned rig. And I imagine it still works. But I will say this about a Ned rig, and I know Z-Man makes some absolutely fantastic products. They do. I just cannot stand a Z-Man on a Ned rig, and I know they're made for it just because you have to glue that son of a gun to the daggum head and all that. And that just gets annoying to me.
There's extra labor involved.
Yeah. Let's see. I used the Ned rig when I first started fishing from my yak, but got hung up a lot. I shy away from it now and prefer a shakier Texas. And I will only use it like on a rocky lake for sure. Roger goes, did we ever figure out why we throw natural colors on shaky heads and different colors on the drop shots? I've asked that question 100 times to different people and you get a different answer. But I really, at the end of the day, don't think anybody knows.
I think it's learned behavior because people always, you got to fish a purple worm on a drop shot. Oh, so I'll just fish purple worms on a drop shot.
Yeah, I mean, what did you say, Tony?
That's because they bought it. I don't know. That's the only excuse I got. They bought it.
Yeah, but I mean, it is always interesting because really, in reality, though, there's just 12 inches of difference.
You know how many times I've tried Robo Worms. Got that green. It's got a green with like a little light yellow bottom worm, and I've thrown it on drop shot and not get bit. Throw a purple one on there and get bit every time. No idea why.
Bass bite, especially spotted bass. They love purple.
Mm-hmm.
They do. What was you saying, Kevin?
That one that Tony was describing, I think it's called bold something.
Bold bluegill or something like that. I know
something like that.
Lanier Bates has a bold bluegill that's kind of a brownish with a dark green, a little bit. Kind of brimish colors. But that's just one of those questions that we'll ask from here on out. And I don't think really, other than Tony's answer, is the best one. They just bite it. But as far as the science behind it, I'd love for like a biologist to be able to come on and actually explain to me.
Well, that's why if there's two guys in a boat and you're both fishing, one throws a different color until you find out what they're hitting.
Yeah.
Well, it may be something to do with light too, because if you bottom drag baits, the fish, if they're seeing down or whatever you want to call it, looking down, they're not getting that light passing through it. When it's up in the water column with a worm that's dangling there, that light goes through the purple a little more, like a green pumpkin or something. Who knows? It could be something that simple.
Yeah. Well,
what?
Another thing I didn't say earlier, but when I throw that Senko, a lot of times I'm putting a blade on the back of it in the tail.
You put that little screw-in blade?
Yeah, it just pokes in.
Yeah.
I've seen some guys wear them out on Gunnersville doing that with a Senko.
I've had decent luck on Hickory Log doing that. For sure. No,
especially when that sun's out.
Though, what you were saying, Tony, right then might have something to do with it because, when we have LJ on, and if you go back and watch the very, very first, he's talked about it in several episodes since, but if you go back to the very first recorded podcast that we did with LJ, he talks about light refraction and how a lot of those colors do change, but a lot of the glitter stays same and all that. So you might be onto something with that. That's why his Blue Lily and things like that are so popular. But he always talks about light refraction and how they change a little bit because they don't look the same down at 20 feet as they do in 1 foot of water. And they definitely don't look the same to us as they do to the bass. So, I mean, it is interesting. So Stephen Williams goes, everything is a koiki, urchin. I know, bro. 100%. I get it.
But iCast was not just covered up with them like everybody was thinking.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they had other baits for sure. 100%. But I don't know. Kevin, I can't wait. I'll tell you what, this is going to be really good. So next Thursday night, I'd like to see your, kind of get you to give us a feedback of what it was like throwing that urchin tomorrow up the river and all that, just how because you're kind of learning it from Clint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to see, just kind of get what your take is on that.
But
you might go up there and just wax them. Yeah.
I got a question for Kevin. Kevin, are you going up to specifically do forward facing sonar in the river with the urchin bait? Is that what you're doing? Or are you going you're looking for brush piles, humps? What are you hunting up there?
Yeah, I'm going up the river. Not so much for forward facing up there. I'll come back down to some of the open areas of the lake, but I'm going up there for the urchin because there's a lot of trees and stuff, laydowns up there.
I was going to say my best luck so far with urchin up the river and on the Tallapoosa was finding brush piles and throwing them in the brush swimming it over the brush piles and getting bit.
There's not a lot of brush piles that I found up the other way, but I also want to go up there to mark the the stuff that's sticking up. So when I'm running at night, I feel better.
That makes sense. Smart too.
Yeah.
You get on the north end of Allatoona, it gets sketchy.
Oh, I'm telling you.
For sure. Jeff Brazil says, I nose hook a roboworm Ned bait on it most of the time. So he's going small even on his drop shot. I think that's what he's talking about. Nose hooking it on that. When you do drop shot, do you guys nose hook yours? Because I know there's two thoughts. Most of the time I nose hook them, but back to LJ again, he uses a long shank hook, straight hook, not no bending, just a long shank hook, and he Texas rigs his.
I've done it both ways. I
don't. If you're talking nose hook where the hook is exposed, I don't do that.
Like right up here, just where it's sticking out like that.
No,
I've done that with like minnow style baits before.
You can feel the point in the end of the worm, but it's not out.
Okay, Tony, how often would you be exposed? I know we probably don't drop shot near as much to be talking about this, but when you do, how much of the time do you use the nose hook compared to a Texas rig? Because you said
I'd probably 80-20 nose hook versus Texas rig.
There you go. Farmer, what's up, buddy? Just want to jump in and say hello. Storm's keeping me busy. I know it. You work at EMC and Storms. That's not a great combination right there. Kevin Gray says drop shot has been my main bass catcher this year. Maybe I need to throw a drop shot over at Latham, for sure. Eddie says drop shot with a nose hook 3-inch swim bait in black and silver clear water. That's some juice. Can get suspended fish with it as well. And the largemouth man just got off the water. What's up? What's up with you? How was the fishing if you just got off the water? Okay, he says a frog bite, still pretty good. That's Wyatt, right? I think, that's a Wyatt. Yeah, it has to be that. I can't see the picture, but that looks like his ass right there.
It does.
Listen, let me ask you something. Would you throw a frog on Latham? Tony, you've been on it. You've seen it.
I could see it potentially.
What kind of frog? A popping frog? A walking frog?
Well,
a frog?
I'm going to say, let's just say this. I got a white spro, just a regular old hollow-bodied frog, not the popping, just a regular old frog. Chunking it up the bank, up under cover and stuff, skipping it up under there.
I can see it working.
Because I don't throw it enough, but I'm wondering, like, hell, I mean, Latham's loaded with largemouth.
I was going to say the only fish I caught up there was a dang largemouth the time I went.
Well,
but it was 25 foot deep on a fluke now, a belly weighted fluke.
Was that your first time ever on Latham?
Yes.
And honestly, it was hot as hell. It was not the best time of year to fish that lake.
Well, when we got out there, it was still overcast and it was a little breezy, but nothing crazy. But then the sun came out and it cooked us to death. I was dying when I left the water.
And two, his boat is like aluminum. Like we're standing on aluminum all day. You and I were basting like a couple of daggum chickens.
Yeah, it's like standing in a frying pan.
Oh, Tony and I was like in a rotisserie.
And as soon as I left, he started sending me, or by the time I got home, he started sending me pictures of fish that he caught.
John has done that both times I've fished.
Yeah.
The last 2 times I've fished with him, I don't know why they're biting, man. It sucks. And then he puts me off and goes, I got to go back and figure them out. And he sends me picture after picture after picture.
Yep.
For sure. Now, hopefully his batteries are good because John's going to be my fishing partner Saturday.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll see. And I said, John, you throw your big swim baits. You catch the kickers and I'll catch the limit. We'll do it that way. Coleman says I had it pulled up. My bad. I was catching fish suspended in timber on a drop shot. Biggest was 4.75. It was on fire for a while. Does anybody remember Ron Savage worm, West Point? That name sounds familiar.
I remember Ron Savage. He's a guy down there. But I don't remember the worm.
There you go. Jeff Brazil, I nose hook my drop shot 100% of the time. And that was Wyatt right there. It had to be because he said the largemouth man. That makes sense. Poppin' Frog White is working around brim beds right now. Hell, I might be going to Hammond's. I don't think I got a poppin' frog. I got a white hollow bellied frog. I don't think I got the popper. But
hey, Danny, buy you a Berkeley Swamp Lord poppin' frog. but don't pop it. Just work it like a regular, just twitch it like you're working a regular frog. It pops just enough like that. And it's
What was that brand again?
Berkeley Swamp Lord.
Now, see, Tony, we talked about affiliates and stuff. If I had my affiliate with Tackle Warehouse up in the description, which I have an affiliate account, I could say, guys, go down in the description right now and go to Tackle Warehouse and buy that Berkeley, whatever the hell it was he just said. I got to get them things up. I got a Tackle Warehouse affiliate. I got a Sunline affiliate and all that, and I ain't even using them. I got to do it. What did Roger say right here? I wonder if the colors on the bottom, dragon versus a drop shot, have anything to do with the cone in the eyes of the fish looking up versus down, which is kind of what you said, Tony, the angle at which they're looking. Danny, what is Latham like in mid-September? Honestly, for those that know what the hell they're doing, it's pretty damn good. Latham is a good lake year-round. Latham really is a good lake year-round, unless you're a couple of fat boys in the middle of like a 98-degree day on an aluminum boat, then it ain't too good for you because we was uncomfortable as hell. I think Tony would agree with me on that. But Latham, Tony, I think you would absolutely love Latham fall and in the spring.
I'm going to come back with as many bass as we saw schooled up that we just could not get to commit to anything. I want to come back when it's doggone fall.
Tony, explain to them how many fish we saw.
There was that one spot we were sitting in, and that's the second time John and I had sat on that spot, and there was at least if there wasn't 100, there wasn't one sitting there, and they were all over the place. Chase everything. We just couldn't get them to commit during that part of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, and that lake it's stupid good when it's on.
Yeah,
but it's like a marriage. It loves you one day and it hates you the next, like that.
Well, the best part is you ain't got to worry about getting rocked out of the water.
You ain't got to worry about that. And the best part for me is like Saturday when all these guys get over there and they're at 5 a.m, ready to get in line and all that. I'm drinking coffee till about 7 o'clock because I ain't got to pull a boat over there. I will walk across the street with my rods. Done that many a time. A shaky head with a green pumpkin and watermelon trickworm has been my go-to bait the last 6 or 7 weeks on Chester T. Arm of Lanier. Tim Turner. There you go. Why the hell didn't we use it? I didn't use it.
So, it's funny he says that because I haven't been getting bit, and I don't get to fish Lanier a lot, but like with Dowie, anywhere else I've been on a shaky head, that was the first time I'd been bit on a shaky head in a minute. Well, no, I'm sorry. I did get bit at Dowie the week before, but it's just like it all of a sudden turned on the last week or so for me.
Yeah. I will say this. I pretty much committed to a jig a lot of the day Saturday, but I did start throwing a shaky head. I started off with darker colors and some different colors. I didn't catch my first keeper until I switched up on a shaky head until I switched over to a green pumpkin.
I think Tony's on something too about that shaky head because tuna wasn't that hot for me either with the shaky head the last 6-8 weeks.
And what did you say again, Tony?
Oh, I said that the shaky head bite had been dead for me up until the last week. I fished with Dowie the week before Lanier and then fished Lanier, and that's the 2 weeks I finally got on a shaky head bite. It'd been a while.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But that is true because he said green pumpkin. That is 100%. I did not get any bites hardly at all on a shaky head until I put on a green pumpkin magic Zoom trickworm. Sure enough, and that's when I got one.
Yeah, my best day on Lanier was with green pumpkin.
All right, check this out. A little bit of juice for you guys that are still hanging around here. Greg says, put the drop shot hook in the middle of a trickworm.
Wacky rig it style.
It works.
Yeah, wacky rig.
It works. JT Kenny had a jitter frog. Joe on Facebook says a Swampland Junior. There you go.
I think he meant the Swamp Lord Junior.
Swamp Lure Junior. Okay, I just read it. So, and then Kevin Gray says November was great in the back of in the timber on Latham. In the spring, I've gone into those timber pockets and you can have 100 fish a day. No lie. Now I'm not going to say you're going to catch the biggest ones, but if you just want to go catch fish, throw a weightless wacky in that timber in the spring on Latham, and you'll go home tired.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of which, tired, because I know I got some elderly people in that actually have to get up and go to real jobs where they have to actually travel. And I'm not talking about Kevin. I'm talking about the two guys on my right here looking at the screen. I don't know.
Yeah, I get up about 5 every morning. And we get munchkins ready for school, and then I got to work.
Yeah, then you go. So we're gonna call it a night. Hope you guys enjoyed the banter tonight. We had some fun. We did talk some fishing. We eventually got there. We learned a few things about Kevin that's going to kind of keep a few of us awake tonight, worried about the old fella. And
Father Wintergreen.
Father,
Slick stick.
so but you know what, Kevin? That's why we love you, boss. That's why I love you for sure.
Fond memories.
I don't know how fond it was if my ball's been on fire, but
Oh,
yeah, you could
there
call
was
it
a
fond.
time there was a time when I'd have done that again, but not at this age.
Heck no.
The largemouth. I said Kevin said weightless wacky was how he caught him too, and then largemouth man Wyatt says there's going to be a lot of grass to fish soon.
Yep.
On Lanier if the water comes up. Please pray for
no
that.
joke.
Just some spots we started. There's definitely gonna be some grass in the water. Had we had a little bit of water in there, I believe would have been on some good fish.
Oh yeah, they'd have been all up in the edges of that roaming around.
Yeah. So guys, hey, listen. So this is the second Thursday night in a row. It's just been us guys talking. It seems like you guys are liking it. We're going to continue just the Bike Club on Thursday nights here on the Livewell. Tony will have guests on Monday night. Clint and I will have guests on Tuesday night. Alex, if he'll do it, but Thursday night's just going to be the game from here on out. Because I just number one, I enjoy talking to these fellas and my brothers and all that, and we love the fact that you guys come on here and have some fun with us and all. Milkbone, yeah, I know that's going to Tony. I'm not going to call him Tony anymore. It will be Milkbone.
Hey, and also I'm gonna throw a shameless plug out there. I now in my link tree have a code on my link tree for Geezer. So if you order, you can order through that link, and there's a discount code there as well. So anybody's going to order through Geezer, I do have that. Just look at my social medias.
So Matt Olson just hit a home run too. What a way to end off the night. They're up 3-0. But that's so funny. Tony's true. Listen, take advantage of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get you a skedaddle.
Yep.
Get you that skedaddle. You like it?
I bought one. Yeah, after I talked to Tony. Yeah, they catch fish.
There you go.
And they bomb a mile too. So
you can throw them a mile. Yeah, you can.
So Tony, tell them one more time where they can go use that. Find that code.
If you go to any of my social media, any of my social medias in the bio, there'll be a Linktree link in there. You can click on that, and it's the first link on Linktree now. It's just a Geezer Fishing Code, but it's got a link that you need to click and then use that code.
There you go. There you go. So cool stuff right there. And again, Tony might teach me how to do the tackle warehouse and the Sunline. Maybe before next Thursday, we'll get that up for you so that when we talk about certain baits, you guys can go buy them right then and there and all that. Right. But other than that, listen. Again, we always end the Thursday night show with this. If we don't talk to you and you guys are getting out on the water this weekend, number one, please wear your PFDs. Be safe out there. I do not want to see any of our viewers. I don't want to see you on a Facebook page about an accident or anything like that. Make sure you take care of yourself and be safe out there, especially these next couple of weekends with all the crazies that's going to be out there trying to get that one last push, so they can get out there and their whatever it is the hell they do like that. I mean, that's about the only way. So any of that, but anyway, guys, hey, we appreciate it. We love you guys. Again, hey, listen, if you're not subscribed to the channel, this is my shameless plug. Hit that subscribe button so we can finally get past that 10K that I've been looking, that 10K level that I've been looking at for a long time. So then I can turn around and set my goal on 20,000 like that. So, but with that, we're out of here, guys. You guys be good. Appreciate you guys on TikTok that have jumped in and been watching and all that. So, guys, we will catch you with Tony's show, The Weigh In.